We take thoughts captive, we pull lies down. Apologetic arena, lions wear the crown. Bold as lions stand and fight, truth shines bright in the night. Arguments fall when the word comes through. Arena live, we coming for you.
Not carnal weapons, strong in Christ. Truth cuts deep, yeah, truth precise. Every high thing coming down. Watch those arguments hit the ground. First century at lions roar. Christians bled on the arena floor. Now roles reversed, hear that sound. We the lions all around. What's the context? Say it loud. Truth stands tall, we ain't bowed. When the word speaks, error fades. Light shining in every debate.
We take thoughts captive,
we pull lies down. Apologetic arena, lions wear the crown. Bold as lions stand and fight. Truth shines bright in the night. Arguments fall when the word comes through. Arena live, we coming for you. Ecosmios runs the show. Zara Grace keeps order though. Moderators hold the line, keeping everything aligned. Hebrew Israelites, atheists too. Rabbis talking old school views, fibbing Farouk in every claim. Step in the arena, leave maimed. Don't look down, you bleeding on the floor. Game over, hear that lion roar. Hey, hey, don't look down, you bleeding on the floor. Hey, hey, game over, hear that lion roar.
beat you lightly with a Miss Wax stick. Every argument falls real quick. Spiritually neuralized, can't see clear. Truth right there, but they disappear. That might be clip of the month, we say. Another debate gone sideways today.
What's the context? What's the context? Who's the smallest lions? We are. We take thoughts captive, we pull lies down. Apologetic arena, lions wear the crown. Truth and love, but sharp and clear. Every argument disappears. Christ exalted, voices rise. Arena live,
Lions arise.
God bless, guys. God bless, God bless, God bless. Welcome back to the Apologetic Arena Live. I'm your host as always, Israel. You can call me King Context if you like. Today, we're continuing our series, which we've so nicely titled Women Wednesday. All right, so today, as we do, Mondays and Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UK. We do live streams like this to help you defend your faith as a Christian. On Monday, we engage with the Hebrew Israelites, another good stream, another head scratcher on so many different levels. And today, Islam's going to give the Hebrew Israelites, the Muslims are going to give the Hebrew Israelites from Monday a run for their money. How are we going to end the month? And it's funny because I was thinking a little while ago, earlier on today, I was like, well, this is pretty much the last live stream of the month. So there's one more opportunity for, I guess today, a Muslim to outdo the Hebrew Israelites from earlier in the month. There's one more opportunity, guys, for a clip of the month. All right, so today, it's hot, guys. Today we're gonna, like I said, continue our Win Wednesday series. We're gonna be looking at why it was such a big mistake for a Muslim to ever post a video online titling the video, Islam is better for women than Christianity. The Muslim that posted that video will rule the day, right? He did that. Because what we've seen week after week after week is that that is the furthest thing from the truth. And today's gonna be no different. So last week we were looking at something that Jesus did for women in comparison to what the Muslims said, or what Aisha said about Islam and women. And we're going to bring that back again today, but I'm going to do a little variation. We're going to wrinkle it a little bit, right? We're going to stay with the same passage, right? We're going to talk again about what Jesus did. And we're going to look at something else which was bad for the Muslims. I'll give you a funny story. I was reading some of the Quran today, right? Chapter 4. The chapter for the woman, right? And as I'm reading through the chapter, like, I'm saying to myself, this is apparently supposed to be a chapter about women, but after the first 30, 40 verses, the chapter starts just talking about various different stuff, which is interesting on so many different levels. But one of the verses in chapter 4, which is so insightful, and it's not the only verse like this in the Quran, it talks about how Allah is going to burn the skin of the unbelievers in hell completely off. He's going to burn them to a crisp. And then it says, and then he's going to give them skin again and burn them all over again. And as I'm reading this, I'm like, this is sick, man. Like, for anyone who knows, the way the Quran talks about hell and just the judgment that the God of the Quran is going to give to you is sick. And as I'm saying this, let me slow down. One of the things that came to mind when I was reading that verse, you guys can probably guess because I've mentioned stuff like this in the past. I started thinking about how Muhammad said most of the people in hell are going to be women. And I'm like, women? This verse that I'm reading applies to women more than it does to anybody else, according to Allah. So Allah is going to be burning the skin off women over and over and over and over and over again. And they're going to be the majority of people that experience this, which is crazy. But you know what's actually crazy, guys? As I'm actually saying this, you know what actually came to my mind? It makes so much sense now why it's in the chapter for the women. Because most of the people in hell are going to be women. So, I haven't even said it yet. I can see you've already got people ready to talk. If you are a Muslim and you want to have a conversation, feel free to click the link in the chat section and we can get the show on the road. Let me just do one more thing. But I pray that you guys are having a blessed week so far and the week will continue to be blessed with this midweek live stream. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. And thank you for the mods already here in the chat, manning it. I know it's going to be another good one, especially with you guys here. All right. Don't forget to like the button, guys. Like the button, you know. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let me get my words out correctly. Okay. Hello, Mohammed. Walaikum salam. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I'm good. I can hear you very clearly.
What's up, man? How you doing today?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm blessed, man. So,
Yeah. So I saw your prompt. You were talking about women being cooked and all that stuff. So,
can you come a bit closer to the mic, bro? Just a little bit closer.
okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me clearly now?
yeah, it's better now. It's better. It's better.
Okay, okay. I said I saw your prompt. So,
Mm.
but actually, I would love to talk on that and also another issue. Actually.
So, what I want to talk about today, right?
Mhm.
Since we're talking about why I say women are cooked in Islam, especially in comparison to Christianity, is
Okay.
in the Bible, right? There's a passage which I think is very special. I want to read it to you, right? It's one verse, but it says so much. It's in Luke chapter 10, verse 39, right? I read this to Muslims last time we had these conversations. And then I want to talk about something in the Quran, right? Just as a cross-reference. So, in the Bible, Jesus, this is what it says. Luke 10:39, it says, and it's talking about a woman named Martha. It says, and she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. The reason why this is so significant is because this was not the kind of thing that women did in the time period of Jesus. Women were it was frowned upon against women being disciples and learning and all this kind of stuff. But Jesus said, this is something that I'm going to showcase. And it's obviously a good thing, you'd agree, right?
Yeah, it's a good thing. And Paul also said that women are allowed to speak in the church, and that they should learn from their husband in the book of, I think, First Timothy or Second Timothy. About. You should know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. We can talk about that after, maybe, right? We'll see how this goes. But
Uh,
so
yeah, it's the same thing.
Jesus did that, right? So what I want to talk about in regards to Islam, because we hear from Muslims all the time that women are treated in this great way and all this kind of stuff. But one of the things which stands out to me in Islam,
And
and I
they are,
listen, pardon,
and they are taught to be morally upright,
what are you
not
saying,
just in
Muhammad? Talk to me.
women.
What?
Women are taught to be upright, not just in their attitude, but also in their modes of their dressing as well.
I don't know if
If you
this
look at
one's
the
gonna
world today,
last,
you can.
guys. All right, Muhammad, listen. Just relax, relax, bro. All right. So in Islam, why did Muhammad tell women to breastfeed adult men?
Breastfeed adult men. That's not literal.
Why?
That's
Why? Why?
figurative.
Why are you laughing, bro?
That's figurative. It's not literal. The thing is, when prophets say things, you people, you Christians, most times you take things so literal that it gets you
Come,
into trouble.
come
For
closer.
instance,
Come
even
closer to
Jesus
the mic.
Christ.
Come closer to the mic, Muhammad.
You can hear me clearly now, right?
Yep. Just stay there. Don't go back like you did last time. Stay there.
Okay. 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 So I said, but what I was saying is, where was I? Where
You
was I?
was
What was I saying before?
you were saying that the breastfeeding verses aren't literal. They're metaphorical, or
Yeah, it's not
they're not
literal.
literal, and we always
Not
exaggerate
the
as Christians, is what you were
yeah,
saying.
yeah. So it simply means, breast is for nourishment of a baby. Okay. So when women are told to breastfeed, if you read that way, it's simply saying they should nourish their husband, they should care for their husband, not just in their attitude, but
Their
also
husbands,
all the while.
Muhammad,
Yeah, their husband, they should try.
Muhammad, but the breastfeeding wasn't about the husband. So what are you talking about?
You said Muhammad said that women should breastfeed their husband.
No, I said he should. Muhammad said women should breastfeed adult men. That's what I said. There wouldn't be
Should
any. There would.
breastfeed adult men.
Yep. And you laughed about it.
Okay, can you read what you're saying to me?
Okay. Just before we start, what does this say?
It's not clear to me, so you can read it out.
What does it say?
I can't see it clearly. I can't see it clearly.
You can't see it clearly.
It's too tiny. It's too tiny. I'm using my cell phone, so it's too tiny.
All right. It says breastfeeding an adult. This is the chapter on breastfeeding an adult. All right. Let's read it. Okay.
Okay.
This is Ibn Majah, 1943. Ibn Majah, 1943.
Okay.
It says, Salah bin Suhail came to the Prophet and said, O Messenger of Allah, I see the signs of displeasure on the face of Abu Hudayfa. That's her husband. When Salim enters upon me, Salim was a guy that they raised as like an adopted son. The Prophet said, breastfeed him. You know what is to breastfeed, right?
Yeah, I mean to.
Okay,
And
okay, okay,
the prophet,
you know.
the prophet,
Okay, you
uh,
think what?
you think the prophet. See, Islam is against women and men.
And I know
Having
Islam's against
fornication.
women, but okay, Muhammad, let's just keep reading,
So
man. I don't want you to keep
against
waffling.
men,
Listen. She said, "How can I breastfeed him when he is a grown man?" Does it sound like she thinks that Muhammad is joking or is talking anything other than literal?
she's thinking just like you, but Muhammad
Okay,
definitely does not
why would she
mean
think?
literal.
Why would she be thinking just like me based on what he said?
Because the first instance of the word, the first thing that will come into your mind is just that.
Okay,
Okay, just like when Jesus Christ was teaching his
okay,
disciples
hold
about the
on.
yeast of the Pharisees,
Hold on,
the
hold on,
first
hold
thing
on, hold
they
on.
talk about is bread.
Muhammad,
And
chill, bro. Chill. The messenger of Allah smiled and said, I know that he is a grown man. He says he knows that he's a grown
continue.
man. So she did that. What did she do? When it says she did that,
He
Muhammad,
breast,
what's it referring to?
she gave him food to eat. It's not necessarily breastfeed because that's a sin for you to,
Okay.
you know, do
The
something
prophet
to
said,
someone that's not
what did the
married
prophet
to
say?
you. The prophet knows the law.
What did the
The
prophet
prophet
say?
knows the law, so the prophet will not lead them to break the law.
Muhammad,
So if the prophet was doing something, yeah,
Muhammad, what did the prophet say that she should do to him? Because her husband was
breastfeed
feeling
him,
away. Okay, breastfeed him. Okay, then it
it doesn't
says,
necessarily mean it's not
then
literal.
it says, Muhammad. So she did that. What did she do?
She she didn't breastfeed him literally
Okay, what in this makes you think she didn't do it literally? When she responded and said, "How
because
can I do it? He's a grown man." She's taking it as a literal
because
action.
yes, she took it as a literal stuff, but you should know that she taking it literal does not mean that that is how the prophet himself took it. Because the prophet telling her to do that, the prophet himself knows that according to the law, such things are punishable. So would
According,
the why would the prophet
okay,
lead, why would the
if
prophet lead her to do
Muhammad
something
gives you a command, do you have to follow it or not?
that goes against the law of God that he teaches?
How does it go against the law that he's teaching? Don't you don't you believe in abrogation?
According to the
Muhammad,
law,
do you believe in
it's
abrogation?
not,
Yes or no?
not. What do you mean?
Do you believe in abrogation?
Like I told you,
Do you believe in abrogation?
this,
Yes or no?
you know what? You
Just
know
say
what?
yes or no, Muhammad. Come on.
Yeah, I believe in abrogation, yeah.
Okay, so abrogation means that Muhammad could get a revelation from Allah, and at some point in the future, Allah could give him a new revelation, which is just as the same or better, right? According to your Islamic sources, that's what abrogation is, right?
Probably.
Probably. Is that abrogation or not, Muhammad? I don't want you to turn around and start telling me your story in a moment.
Okay, you know what? So your point is Muhammad told her to sin.
Are you not listening to what I'm saying, Muhammad? If
I'm
abrogation,
listening to you.
you said you believe in abrogation. So I don't understand or know
Okay.
I don't know what story you're telling now, talking about this would have been sin, right? But if it apparently was against the law, when Muhammad came with the commandment, do this now, it would have abrogated what was there previously, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you can't use this silly argument anymore that he would have told her to sin. When Muhammad gives her the command, she has to now do it, doesn't she?
Yeah, she has to do it. So what do you mean that she really breastfeeded a man that is not her husband?
Okay, yes, because the custom was at the time.
That is
Listen,
silly.
listen,
That is silly. For you to do.
listen. Don't call
That
Muhammad
is a very
silly. He's your
silly thing
prophet,
for you
right?
to do. You are silly
How
to
am I
think that
silly?
that's literal.
How am I silly from reading the hadith?
How I think you are silly is because you're taking it literal.
Muhammad, tell me why I shouldn't take it literally.
Why should you take it literal? You're not a grown up. Don't you know sometimes people can say things in a plain tense, but it doesn't mean literal. It's just figurative.
What makes you think? I know you haven't studied this topic clearly, considering the fact you keep saying it wasn't literal.
Destiny. Hadassah.
Muhammad, are you there?
Hello?
Hello.
I'm there. I'm here.
Kat says it's too early to speak big facts, host. Kat, I'm being honest. I thought
Oh,
to me, I think this is light work. This isn't even supposed to be that deep, you know.
okay.
Muhammad, are you
I
there?
think I'm there.
Okay, so what makes you think this is not literal?
Okay. You said what?
What makes you think this isn't literal?
What make I think is literal because it would be a sin for she to
Okay,
do such a thing. That's why I
we've
think it's
already gone
literal.
past that. We've already gone past that. Okay,
And
so
so why are you repeating it again?
okay.
Why are you
Hold on.
repeating it
Okay,
again?
hold on for a second. Okay, so in Islam, right, there was a period when you couldn't drink alcohol. Then there was a period when you could drink alcohol, and then there's a period where you couldn't drink alcohol, right?
Well,
Well,
you have to point out the places for me where you're talking about.
all right, Mohammed. Don't look down, man. You're bleeding all out over the floor, man. I can't save you. All right. Can we get a real human being, please, that can actually have a conversation? Thank you, user. W indeed. Exactly, Cortez. It's not literal because that's why. Just because they say no evidence, nothing, it's just because we say it is. Because we're embarrassed of what our prophet told the women to do. Mind-boggling, man. All right, come on, Muslims. Exactly. They're apostates by their own book standards. How can you be in a religion when you throw your Islamic literature under the bus, left, right, and center? We're literally reading what are apparently sahih, authentic, the words of their prophet, and they are running away from the words. It would have been better for him to try and use the silly interpretation that some make is, oh, put milk in a cup, than to say it wasn't literal. Is it really too early to be speaking about Muhammad telling women to suckle men, grown men? It's so funny that in these Women Wednesday series, I normally just try and focus on stuff which is just like basic light. The Muslims still malfunction. They still short circuit left, right, and center. What would happen if we started getting into some really heavy hitting stuff every single week? This is crazy. Guys, if you haven't already, strike the like button and cause it pain, please. The exact same way Muhammad struck Aisha and caused her pain. Come on, Muslims, click the link. Let's tango. Let's have a conversation. Salvation of God, thank you for following. I wouldn't put it past them. I ain't even gonna lie. Aisha says he struck me and caused me pain, but you'll hear Muslims turn around and say, no, it wasn't painful. It was anything but what she testifies of. Aisha says Islam is bad for women. I haven't ever seen any woman suffering as much as the believing women. They turn around and say, no, she didn't mean it. She meant something else. When I say Islam is a virus, guys, we see it every single week. Every single time, it's the same thing. Yep, I've heard it was a nudge. I've heard it was a little flick. I've heard it was just a little tap with a pencil. They hate their religion, man. They abrogate Allah, left, right, and center. My goodness. Sarah says, bye. Did you actually read an actual page of the Quran? Are you a Quran only Muslim? Why would I have to read only the Quran? Rosanna, thank you for following. Yeah, they didn't have a pencil back then. They had miswax, as they say. Muslims, where you at, man? Why is Muhammad telling Muslimas, the Muslim women, to suckle grown men? But this is apparently a religion that was better for women than Christianity. Amazing. Rosanna, thank you for the rose. I appreciate you. Because I can't be saying that Islam mistreats women without even reading the Quran. Well, call in and we can have a conversation about the Quran if you like, but I'm assuming that you're not a Quran only Muslim, so you should have no problem if we spoke about the hadith, right? Well, it's not like saying Christianity teaches hate without reading the Bible, because it's not exactly the same. Because for a Christian, we have the Bible. Islam has the Quran, it has the hadith, it has the seerah, the life of the Prophet. Braille says, how does it degrade women? Call in and we can have a conversation. See if you can do better than the previous Muslim. CIA's favorite TikToker. What's that supposed to mean? Isn't this funny? How does Islam treat women when there's a whole chapter to do with the rights of women? You definitely weren't here in the beginning, because I was talking earlier on about how I was reading Surah An-Nisa, the chapter of the woman, right? And one of the crazy things it says in that chapter, which is deep on so many different levels. But maybe we'll talk about that again in a moment, later on. Hello, Abdullah.
Yeah, hello.
Abdullah.
Yeah, hello.
How you doing, man? You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Oh, so you said I'm a paid Zionist.
You asked what the person meant by CIA's favorite TikToker. I just give you.
Oh, it's you again.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be able to have a conversation today without short circuiting?
So long as you're not disrespecting the Prophet, sure.
Bro, I don't disrespect the Prophet, your Prophet Muhammad. I just read what he said and did.
So long as we can have any conversation about Islam, so long as you are not disrespecting the Prophet, peace be upon him.
All right, cool. You know what's actually funny? The last time you called and we had a conversation, my sister-in-law was here and she's here today again. We had a good laugh about you. So hopefully you don't short circuit today. All right, cool. So
yeah, I short circuit on disrespect real fast.
Okay, cool, man. So we were talking before, right, with the previous Muslim about how in Luke chapter 10, verse 39, Jesus did something which is revolutionary to women. It says that as he sat and taught, a lady named Mary was sitting at his feet hearing his words. This was something that was frowned upon in that time period. Now, I want to cross-reference this to Muhammad. I want to ask you the same question I asked the previous Muslim. Why did Muhammad tell women to breastfeed adult men?
Why did Muhammad tell adult women to breastfeed?
Why did Muhammad tell women to breastfeed adult men?
Let's get the hadith. Let's not just pull things out of thin air. Let's get the hadith.
Do you believe that before we look at any hadith, do you believe I'm telling the truth?
No. Listen,
bro.
Let's get the hadith, bro. Let's get the hadith. This is how we deal with Islam, not how you want to deal with Islam.
My goodness. All right.
My goodness.
Sunan Ibn Majah. Work on it says he never said that. I don't understand what they give you guys for your cereal, that you always think a Christian's lying when he's talking about your sources. Don't you know that it's a sin in Christianity to lie?
Christians do it all the time online every day.
I don't lie about this stuff. Why would I lie about this stuff? If imagine this, right? Abdullah, if I was lying to you about this.
Can you give me the number of the hadith?
If I was lying to you about this, would that make you like Christianity or hate Christianity? Like, think about it.
There is absolutely nothing can make me want to be a Christian. So
all right,
that's
cool.
Not even right.
All right,
can
so
you give me the number of the hadith,
I said it already, I'll say it again. Ibn Majah 1943. This is where we're gonna read the words that apparently Muhammad never said. Okay. Salah bint Suhail came to the Prophet and said, O Messenger of Allah, I see signs of displeasure on the face of Abu Hudayfa, that's her husband. When Salim enters upon me, Salim was the guy, a child they adopted when he was young and they raised him. So she's seeing that her husband is upset when he comes into the house and he's around her. The Prophet said, breastfeed him. Why did Muhammad tell a woman, and tell women in general actually, to breastfeed an adult man? Can you help me answer this question, Abdullah?
I will.
Lola, thank you for the follow. Work on it. Are you still sticking with your he never said it? Oh, so now it's not he never said it anymore. It's no, I don't understand the hadith. Okay. This is Islam, guys. Oh, now this was an exception and a blessing for the family. Okay. It was a blessing, guys, for Muhammad to order a woman to breastfeed an adult man. Okay, Abdullah, go ahead. As your AI giving you an answer. Yeah.
Listen, we can have a conversation without being. Listen, don't be condescending. You're supposed to be Christian. You're supposed to be following the ways of Christ. Be respectful.
I am following the ways of Christ.
If I get disrespectful and condescending, you'll have an issue. So don't do it.
I am following the ways of Christ. I read half of the hadith. I'm waiting for you.
So let's get to the hadith.
Okay, I'm waiting for you to answer. Come on. Why did he tell her to breastfeed a man? Answer the question.
When you're done, can I speak now? You want to hear your voice some more? Great. This hadith, which is considered an authentic hadith, right?
Yep, it's a here.
This particular instance was done to create kinship relationship. For example,
okay,
if different persons are breastfed by the same woman, they now have a kinship relationship. They cannot even get married.
Yep. Okay.
This is all. Listen.
I'm just agreeing with you.
This is all Arab custom.
Okay.
This is all Arab custom.
Mm-hmm.
So where you and your Christian colleagues and cohorts like to carry this along a sexual line, it has nothing to do with that.
Abdullah, did you hear me once say Abdullah, did you hear me once say anything about did you hear me say did you hear me once say anything about sexual connotation?
So the connotations are there, whether you want to be hypocrite and admit it or not. Connotations are there. Yes, I'm not. Forget about multiple Christians. You're talking to me, right? Let me make my own argument. So all you said so far, bro, is yes, you were correct. As a Christian, you weren't lying that Muhammad did order a woman. He commanded her to breastfeed a man, an adult man, right? Yes. Okay. And this is acceptable for what was your reasoning behind this?
Pardon?
It's a simple question. What was your reason behind this?
We read the reason. She says that when her husband sees that Salim, someone they apparently raised from a young boy, when he comes into the house, her husband has a problem with it. So the solution that Muhammad gives is breastfeed him. Because like you said, when you breastfeed a adult in Islam, according to Muhammad, you now become someone who's unlawful for you. You can't do anything. You can't do anything with that person.
This is not specifically to deal with an adult.
Yes, it is.
This is not specifically to deal. Oh my gosh.
Listen
what I will do. I will give you the Islamic perspective, and you are entitled to twist it however you want. I'm not going to fight that battle with you.
You don't need to give me the Islamic perspective.
Islam says,
I know the Islamic perspective, Abdullah.
Then if you don't want to hear what Islam says, why are you asking any questions?
No, I'm asking you questions. This goes back to now what you were saying before. You're saying don't be condescending, do all this kind of stuff. From the last time we spoke, you're doing the same stuff. This is why I asked you, are you going to short circuit? You're trying to talk down to me like I don't. You're trying to talk down to me like I don't know what I'm talking about. You're trying to talk. Listen. You short circuiting, guys.
And you don't like the response,
bro. I heard your response.
I'm not your bro. I'm not your bro.
Okay, cool. Remember last time you called me a kafir, innit?
You are a kafir.
Okay, cool. Anyway,
you are not a Muslim. You are.
All right, cool. So,
do you believe Prophet Muhammad is the last messenger of God?
Let's not talk about that. I don't want you to get butt
Okay,
type, man.
you're saying you're
I'd-
actually you're
I'd-
upset that I called you a kafir, which you
Bro,
are. You
when
are
did that, bro?
non-Muslim.
When did I say
You are
I was
not a
upset?
Muslim.
When did I say I was upset? You called me a kafir, bro.
So why bring it up? So why
I'm
bring
just
it up?
I'm just
You are
saying.
kufar.
What did I say? I remembered last time you called me a kafir. I'm just remembering
You are kufar. You are.
because it's an example
what
of
you are.
it's an example of how you started short circuiting just because we were talking
But
about
you
Islam.
are a kufar. You are kufar. You are
Okay,
not a
man.
Muslim.
Okay,
You
it's
are
it's
kufar.
fine. Now, can we get back to the topic? Why did
I already
he?
gave
Why
you
did
an
he tell
answer.
her? Why did he tell her to breastfeed her?
But I just gave you an answer. I just gave you the answer. I gave you the Islamic answer, not the answer that you want.
What do you mean? You don't know what answer I want. What are you talking about?
So then what? So why are you still asking me for an answer when I just answered you?
Okay, so you believe it's acceptable that Muhammad told a Muslim woman to breastfeed an adult man? That's not a husband.
That was an exception, and yes, it is acceptable.
What makes you
Simple
think?
as that.
Okay, what makes you think it was an exception?
The point. Listen.
He's definitely mad, Joy. He's big mad.
This is why I do. This is why I don't like to speak to you people. You know.
Oh my goodness. Bob, look at Bob, right? I assume Bob's a Muslim. He's saying I'm lying. Can you tell your Muslim brother I'm not lying? Could you do that, Abdullah?
Yeah. So I'm not getting into that. So
No. All right, cool.
I'm not getting into that. So
All right.
there is the hadith.
Yep.
There is the hadith. Nobody is denying the hadith. It's an authentic hadith.
No, bro, someone
And
just
we
denied
have
it a
to
moment
have-
ago, Abdullah, and said I was lying.
Well, that's them. I can't answer for them. I don't
So
speak for them.
so
That's
can
an
you
individual.
say it's true,
I'm not
please?
correcting anyone.
So you want to correct me? You're happy to come up and correct me because you think I'm in error, even though I'm not. But when your Muslim brothers who aren't kuffar are lying and deceiving and
Where
accusing
did I say
me
you
and,
are-
and
where did I
slandering
say
me,
you are in error?
you don't want to
Where did
correct
I say
them.
you are- Where did I say you are in error? You
When you
asked a question and I answered the
when you
question.
called in, what did you say? I'll have this conversation with you, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna teach you
I'll
what
have
Islam
this
says.
conversation with you as long as you are not disrespectful to the Prophet of Allah. That's what I said. That is exactly what I said. So long as you are not disrespectful to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, I'll have a conversation with you. You see, you all want Muslims to come up here and walk on eggshells around you all while you all play the disrespectful game. I'm not one of those guys.
Why would I want that? I actually want a good conversation.
Right?
I'd prefer good
So as long as you are
conversations.
not disrespectful towards the Prophet of Allah, I don't care what you say. You are entitled to your opinion.
Okay, Abdullah. So you agreed with me that Muhammad did command it. You said it's okay. Why is it okay?
Because the Prophet, peace be upon him, said that was to do that in that situation.
So just because Muhammad said it, it's okay for a man to breastfeed a woman when he's an adult.
Yes.
Okay. And you can't see the problem.
I don't see a problem.
Do you think?
we are not living 1400 years ago.
Do you think this is the kind of thing women in any time period would like? To have to breastfeed an adult man?
Do you think marrying the person who grapes you is something women would like?
No, and that's not what the Bible says. So
But that's
no,
that is
no,
what
no,
your
no,
Bible says.
no, it isn't.
That is exactly
No, it
what your
isn't.
Bible
No, it
says.
isn't. And don't run.
That is exactly what
Don't
your
run,
Bible
bro.
says.
Don't run. Don't run.
I'm right here on your live. Where am I
Don't,
running?
yeah, don't
Where am
run.
I running?
You're trying to
Where am
run
I
somewhere
running?
else. You're trying to run
Do I have
somewhere
on
else.
twin shoes?
You're trying
Anything the
to.
Prophet of Allah says, is correct. Nothing is wrong with nothing the Prophet of Allah does.
All right. Thank you, Abdullah.
That answers your question 100%.
All the Muslims, you heard him, right? So now that this topic is done, you've completed the mission. So let's move to something else now with you. So just like you just said, so when Muhammad commanded the Muslim men to beat their women, that was acceptable too, right? Because Muhammad said it.
Have you read that hadith?
I've read multiple hadith. Now answer the question.
I'm asking you a question.
Yes,
Have
I've
you
read
that-
multiple
Read
hadith.
the hadith for me, please.
Now answer
Read
the
it for me
question.
right now.
Before,
Read it for me
bro,
right now.
Abdullah, answer the question.
Yes, it is acceptable.
Okay,
Yes, read the
thank
hadith.
you.
Read the
Okay,
hadith.
okay, hold on.
Read the hadith.
Hold on.
Read the hadith.
Let me just bring it up. Relax. Is it? Hold on a second. No, it's not that one. Give me a second. I think it's this one. 24. No, it's not this one. Give me a second. One more. Davis. The 2146.
And furthermore, that isn't even hadith. As a matter of fact, that isn't even hadith.
Okay,
That is Quran.
Okay, it's not hadith. What's not
So
hadith?
that is not Muhammad.
What's
So
not
that is
hadith?
Muhammad. No,
What's
let
not
me
what?
speak. Let me speak, please. Let me speak.
Go ahead.
Let me speak.
Go ahead.
Let me speak.
I said go ahead. Talk.
Right? The phrase gently beat or lightly strike your wives comes from an ayat of Quran.
I know, but that's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about when Muhammad ordered the men to beat women. And you
Pull the
said,
hadith up.
and you already
Okay,
said,
pull the
and you
hadith
already
up
said,
tonight.
and you already said everything Muhammad says is
But
gospel
find
truth.
the hadith. Find the
I
hadith
found it.
because
Okay.
Okay,
Abu
read the hadith.
Dawud,
Follow-
Abu
follow the-
Dawud,
follow the hadith.
listen, let me speak. Abu Dawud, 2146. It's the chapter regarding hitting women. It says, Ilyas ibn Abdullah ibn Abu Dabab reported the messenger of Allah as saying, do not beat Allah's handmaidens. Is that good or bad?
What? Come on, let's hear it out. Read it out. Come on.
Is it good or bad? He said, don't beat them.
Okay. What's wrong with it?
Is it good or bad?
Oh my God, that's really hadith. Come on, let's not play this game.
Okay. So he says, don't beat them. But, say but, Abdullah. When Umar came to the messenger of Allah and said, women have become emboldened towards their husbands, he, the prophet, gave permission to beat them. So when Muhammad said this, it was okay, right?
And why do you not quote the hadith that says, same Abu Dawud, do not beat the female servants of Allah?
I literally read that. That's how the hadith starts. Don't beat them. And I asked you, what do you think about it? And you said, okay. And then you said, keep reading. Then I read.
What is the problem? So what exactly is the problem here with this hadith?
So one of the problems is that he says, don't beat the handmaids of Allah. And then he turns around because his friend says, they're getting rude, give us the permission to beat them. And then he changes and says, beat them. Do you see the problem here?
What is the problem here?
He can't see the problem, guys. Muhammad said on one occasion, don't beat them. Then, because one of his friends turned around and said, you need to give us the permission to beat them again because they're rude, he gives them the permission to beat them again. Do you see the problem or not?
Oh my gosh, this is the thing. This is why I love my books, right?
This is what Islam does to you guys.
What does Islam do to me? Tell me, what does Islam do to me?
It turns your brain off, bro.
So your brain isn't turned off when it's okay to pay some shekels for raping a woman.
We could,
your brain isn't turned off.
Abdullah, we could actually talk, let me talk. We could actually talk about that passage if you could actually control yourself. But because you can't, I don't even want to talk about that passage with you. That's the problem.
Of course
I've spoken. No, I've spoken to many people about that passage. I've spoken to many people about this passage before. There's no issue.
I could care less because that's your corrupted book. So I could care less.
Okay, it's our corrupted book, but Allah says it's His words. So take that with Allah, man.
That people like you corrupted.
Allah allowed these books to get corrupted. What a God to serve.
So can we get back on the topic now? Muhammad said don't beat them, and then he said beat them.
That hadith that you are so-called citing,
Yeah, what about
right?
it? That's a Sahih
Answer.
hadith. What about it?
It's not a Sahih hadith. It's not. It's not.
Guys,
It's not a Sahih hadith.
grade Sahih.
It is not a Sahih hadith.
It's Sahih. Do you see how they just lie? They lie and deceive so
Who
freely.
is they? Who is they? You're speaking to me. Who is they and them?
You are lying today,
Why you get-
Abdullah.
why you
Abdullah.
getting agitated?
Abdullah,
Why shouting?
you are lying
Calm
today,
down.
and you're not the first
Drink
person to try and
some
throw the hadith under the bus, bro.
Drink some calms.
Why do I
Drink
need to
some
drink some
calm.
calms, bro? I'm
Calm
calm.
down.
I don't understand what's your
Get-
problem.
Calm down, guys.
See the
Come
gaslighting,
on.
guys. Stop gaslighting, man.
Some gaslighting.
Why did Muhammad say don't beat them and then beat them? Can you
Not
give
an
me?
authentic, not an authentic hadith.
All right. Don't look down, Abdullah, man. This is Islam, guys. At least Abdullah did better than last time. Last time he had already short-circuited and we couldn't even get any sort of conversation. But this is what we see all the time, guys. When the Sahih isn't even Sahih anymore, they will throw their own authentic narrations under the bus. They hate Allah. They hate the Quran. They hate Muhammad. Imagine the irony, right? Christians are apparently the ones that swap the words and add their own interpretations. Who's doing that in these conversations today? This is why I say that Islam turns their brain off. Islam is a virus. It corrupts the whole system. Is it Elisa? God bless. Hope you're doing well. We apparently do it as Christians, but it's the Muslims that I'm speaking to today that are doing it left, right, and center, which is mind-boggling. Guys, if you're a Muslim, click the link. Let's have a conversation. Someone surely should be able to have a better conversation than any of these Muslims I've spoken to previously, man. This is head-numbing, man. I'm not even gonna lie. They can't even have a conversation. They say you're lying. You bring up the receipts. Then they say, "Oh no, you didn't know what you're talking about. You didn't understand the hadith." We only use Sahih hadith, guys. And Abdullah had the cheek to say it's not authentic. So if the Sahih hadith is not authentic, guys, what hadith is? He's still saying it's not authentic when the hadith clearly is authentic. Paul corrupted the hadith. They probably think something backwards like that as well. And they gaslight. They gaslight left, right, and center. Oh, you Christians, you always do this. How often, guys, do we see the Muslims attacking me and saying I'm lying, I'm deceiving, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff? I bring the receipts every single time. It's sad that I actually do know more about the hadith than most of these Muslims I actually speak to, even though they're the ones that insult me and say, I don't know what I'm talking about. Those who are bent on denying the truth attribute to their own lying inventions. Yeah, the Muslims, like the Muslims I've been speaking to today, they're the ones doing bid'ah, inventing stuff, fabricating teachings, fabricating all this sorts of stuff. My goodness. Hello. Hello? Guess not. Hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Speak. I'll move to the next caller. Why am I picking on Muslim women? How bizarre. Focus on your own faith. Okay, the Muslim guy who made a video and published it, Islam is better for women than Christianity. Was he picking on Christian women, and was it bizarre for him not to focus on Islam? I'd love for you to keep the same energy. But, okay, let's go to the next caller.
Hello?
Hello.
A Muslim woman went to an Islamic guy and she said,
All right, thanks for calling. We need some entertainment in between these therapy sessions with these Muslims, man, trying to help them out. Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello?
Do you want to actually have a conversation, or
About what?
about the topic, or are you just here to play games?
Is your bald head shiny by any chance?
It isn't, you know. Thanks for calling in, though. It is, when you think about it, therapy sessions. Not for me. Clearly not. But, yep, guys, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Strike that like button, guys. Cause it some severe pain. Cause the like button pain, guys, the same way Muhammad caused Aisha pain when he struck her. Come on, Muslims. Don't be shy. Reading the hadith, reading the Quran isn't insulting Muhammad. Salam, how you doing? If you're a Muslim, feel free to click the link and call in. We can have a conversation. Redemption. If we talk about that passage, the Muslims are going to malfunction in a way that they can't even understand or fathom. Well, that is definitely one of the clearest passages in the Quran in Islam, which shows that Islam is definitely degrading and bad for women. Muslims, come on. Why is Islam so bad for women in comparison to Christianity? Why does Islam degrade women so much? Why did Jesus do things for women which was unheard of and frowned upon and revolutionary? Whereas Muhammad is doing stuff which is mind-bending and crazy, and something that women, even today, would look at and be like, no way, Jose. You might be onto something, Geraldine, you know, because they're scared to get up here and debate with you because they know they're in the wrong. Even though they spend so much time saying that I'm lying and deceiving, which makes no sense.
stop talking about my religion, period.
All right. I'll keep talking about Islam just for you. Just because you asked so nicely. Exactly. Victory by the sword and deception, defeated by the internet and truth. Jana says, pick on the Jewish faith next time. See how far that will get you. Guys, I don't think he knows that we expose Orthodox Judaism all the time. So you have to come with something better than that, man. Come on. We're Christians. We're not Jews. We're not Orthodox Jewish. We're not under the religion of the rabbis. We're Christians. That means that anyone that's coming against Christianity can get it in one way, shape, or form. So come with something better than that, man. We get called Mossad agents. We get called, remember Abdullah was calling me what? A CIA agent. He says I'm paid by, who was he saying I'm paid by? Exactly. Muslims are definitely screwed now they have internet access. Hello.
So what you on about, mate?
Pardon?
What you on about? Shall I rock you in the jaw, mate?
Yeah, rock me, man.
I watch. I'm a rock you in the jaw, you flipping waist, man. Yeah.
All right.
The
Thanks,
second I see your
thanks,
scores getting
Abdullah.
booted in.
Thanks, Abdullah. Thanks for coming, man. This is what happens. What they can't have a conversation without lying, deceiving, threatening. And just if you didn't know what he was saying, he was basically saying he wants to punch me on the jaw, guys. Isn't this so true? An honest Muslim is an ex-Muslim, guys. An honest Muslim is an ex-Muslim. You see, so like when I was speaking to Abdullah before, right? And I'm asking him these questions. He said, you heard it out of his own mouth. I was saying at the beginning of the live stream, this is the last live stream of the month. This is the last opportunity for anyone to wipe Damien off the spot of clip of the month. And we had a Muslim come today and say, yes, it's acceptable for Muhammad to tell a woman to breastfeed a grown man. Because anything Muhammad says goes. So he passed step one, and then all I did is ask him, keep the same energy. So when Muhammad ordered men to beat women, it was okay because Muhammad said it, right? I don't think Abdullah quite pipped Damien for clip of the month this month, but that was definitely top 3, definitely. Exactly. He wants to hurt me. He's calling in, threatening me, telling me, yeah, I want to hurt you. I'm going to punch you. I'm going to hit you when I see you. Why am I hating on a religion? You see? This is why I always ask them. So when the Muslim released a video talking about how Islam is better for women than Christianity, he wasn't hating on Christianity, was he? But when a Christian says, let's have a conversation about the same topic, and doesn't lie, doesn't deceive, brings the receipts from the Quran and the hadith, I'm apparently someone who is lying, or I'm someone who has a problem. Makes no sense. Isn't this funny, right? I mention Damien in relation to a Muslim that we're speaking to today. Nothing to do with doctrine, but Damien, who's there listening in the shadows, now all of a sudden, because he heard his name, now decides to start commenting left, right, and center, and has the cheek to say we're obsessed with him. We're not obsessed with you, Damien. If you are in top spot for clip of the month this month, you're in top spot until someone potentially takes it. That's it. I don't understand why you are clearly obsessed. That you're here watching in ghost mode, waiting for someone to mention you so you can pop out. That's crazy, Damien. Anyway. Come on, Muslims. Where you at, man? Love definitely is king. And it's definitely loving to have these conversations to help these Muslims see the problem with their religion, especially in contrast to Christianity. Abu Bakr, yes, it is an intellectual argument. Yeah, I present it to everyone that calls in. Yeah. Muslims call in. Muslims call in. No, I'm not a Muslim. I'm a Christian.
I'm a Christian. Hello. Hello. Am I talking to a human being or? 5,000 grams or 50,000 grams. Are you there or not?
Yes. Lions of Africa, Somalia, we are
Come closer to
proud
your microphone if you want to have a conversation,
our
man.
will to the Lord of all worlds, Allah.
All right. We've got 2 more functioning Muslims in a row. Then we've got children. And we've got someone who definitely sounds drunk. Who's lying? Okay, so call in and let's have a conversation and we can see if Islam actually does respect women. Because saying it doesn't mean anything. All right. Hello.
Can you tell me how?
Hello. Come closer to the microphone. Come closer to the microphone.
Do you hear me?
Come closer.
I'm close as I can be.
I can barely hear you, man.
Allah is above you. Allah.
You really think I'm going to subject myself to this poor audio to have, like, I can't talk to you, bro.
Brother, in your Bibles,
All right.
daughters.
Isn't it funny that Muslims are the same ones that will keep reporting your live stream for hate speech, but then at the same time say, oh, you've only got so many views, or you've got this views, like, because in their mind, everything is about showmanship. They don't understand that Jesus gave a very powerful parable about how the shepherd will leave 99 sheep and go for the one. You know, in Islam, the Muslims, they will go for the 99 and leave the one because the 99 looks like more people. I tell you, Islam is backwards, guys. God bless Burgundy. Hope you're doing well. My goodness, man. The Muslims, man. They'll have your head in a spin. Imagine this: if Islam is backwards, why? So why? I guess he's trying to say, why do you worship a Muslim? No Christian worships a Muslim. But yeah. So there's no Muslim who's bold enough to have a conversation. Everyone's afraid today. Family of Ibrahim and Imran, I'm sorry that your son's a Muslim. Pray for his son, guys. What doesn't sound so respectful to you? Can I explain what? What are you talking about? You don't know, you're educated, you like to understand how covering up women's head. Call me, I will talk about it. I'm not even talking about the burqa or the hijab or anything like that today. That's not the problem that I'm talking about today. Hi Lydia, hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. It's a good point, Tammy. They want the women to cover up and the children because they can't handle their sexuality. Or you're talking about Afghanistan. Why am I ignoring what? What am I airing you about? What are you talking about? I just feel like a lot of Muslims just make stuff up sometimes, you know. Rage bait. If you're asking me, I believe Islam is bad for women and it degrades women. And this is why we're having these conversations with Muslims that are brave enough to actually have a conversation and not malfunction. The religion of peace, the religion that liberates women, is the same religion we've heard about today, which a Muslim man has already said it's okay for Muhammad to tell men to beat women. It's okay for Muhammad to tell Muslims women to breastfeed men. Yeah, F whatever your name is, call in and we can have a conversation. If you can get past my topic, we can talk about other stuff if you like. Thanks for the follow, Adore. Yeah, can someone please share the live with Uthran? They're talking about Uthman ibn Farouk, by the way. That would be great. To be honest, this isn't the topic I thought I would have a conversation with Uthman about, but if we can have a conversation about this, it's better than nothing, I guess so. Someone share it with him. Muhammad never said anything, don't lie on my grandson. Okay. You're just like the Muslims earlier who said the same thing. Call in and I'll show you. God bless Crown. Hope you're doing well. Who's ignoring you? And I'm not your boy. Call in and we can have a conversation. I already said that to every Muslim. I don't debate comment sections. That's not what we're doing here. Am I religious? Yes, I'm Christian. Don't call his full name, just Uthran. Alright. Like, share and subscribe, guys. You heard Burgundy. Strike the like button and cause it pain, guys, just like Muhammad struck Aisha and caused her pain. Another thing which will make the Muslims malfunction, left, right and centre. A Muslim mentioning child marriages is fascinating, isn't it? Imagine 5,000 still in the chat running his mouth. I don't know why you're calling me a hypocrite. And why? Because you had the opportunity to speak and you didn't want to speak. And it's crazy that most Muslims don't even know that the Quran is quoting the Talmud left, right, and center. But actually, the more you understand about the Talmud, it starts to actually make sense. The Muslims are really afraid to call in, guys. After the first two callers, they just said, yeah, you know what? Let's not embarrass ourselves anymore. M. Saeed, can you give me the Bible verse where it says that, please? I'll wait. You can call in by clicking the link. Or you click, you see where it says Muslims join? Click that button. You can call in and we can have a conversation. Islam is apparently progressive for women at its time. Even though... Amazing. It's funny the Muslims are here in the comments talking about Christian women's dress code, and I'm still waiting for the verses which they're going to use to justify women dressing in crazy, like, provocative ways. Listen, you actually be surprised, Messi. Muslims can defend the indefensible. They'll turn around and say, a Sahih hadith isn't Sahih. The Christians lying about what the hadith or what the Quran says. Ahmed, call in and I'll tell you why and how. You want to know? We'll talk about it. So what I'm noticing today is the Muslims, they want to talk today from the chat section. And the Muslims, this is apparently an atheist asking me if I agree that the Bible was misogynistic at times or just the Quran. No, I don't believe the Bible was misogynistic. No. And the deeper question for you to think about as an atheist is, what would even be the problem with that if it was misogynistic? That doesn't even mean anything to you. Exactly. Lies are not a defense, even though Muslims lie left, right, and center. They do it because they believe, well, they're allowed to lie in their religion under certain circumstances, and one of the circumstances is if you're in war, and they will classify something like this as war, right? But even beyond that, they're allowed to lie if it can make the religion look good. So they don't mind lying for a season if it deceives people into believing the religion. So they will lie left, right, and center. I don't know if you were here earlier on, the last Muslim I spoke to, like the proper conversation, I literally took him to a Sahih hadith and he said it's not Sahih. He said it's not authentic. That's how much they will lie. They will say that green is black and black is green, just if they can escape out of something to make Islam look good. I'm not misrepresenting Islam and taqiyya. No, I'm not. Deceiving is definitely promoted in Islam. They're allowed, like I said, they're allowed to lie to defend Islam. Thank you for the follow, Lydia. Z-Man says, here we go, another TikTok scholar. Why I gotta be just a TikTok scholar, man? I mean, I am streaming on different platforms. I'm an absolute joker because no Muslim wants to call in and put me in my place. And when I say to this individual, call me, he says I'm ignoring him, which doesn't even make any sense. Sweetheart Angel, thank you for the follow. And also thank you for the heart me. And this is the crazy thing. Most of us know taqiyya now, but they still act as if we don't know what we're talking about. What's not to be serious about what we're talking about? Striving human. Where did Paul say he lied? He didn't say he lied. Paul said lying was a sin. Ragebait says I'm a little biased. There's nothing wrong with being biased, Ragebait, as long as you're objective. I can want to be right, but still be objective. The two don't have to be mutually exclusive. When you tell them Islam spread by the sword, though, they'll just say you're lying. Oh, you're lying, you're deceiving, blah, blah, blah. King of Kings in the flesh says most Christians are deceivers. I assume he's a Muslim. That his religion allows you to do that sort of stuff. Our religion doesn't, but somehow we're the ones that are normally the ones that are deceivers. Hamdi says wearing cloth equals degrading. Nope. That's not the reason why I'm saying Islam is degrading women today. I mean, I'm taking it easy on the Muslims with these arguments, but I'm not going that easy. Constantine apparently spread Christianity by the sword. Well, before Constantine came on the scene, there was about 300 years of Christianity spreading to the east, to the west, to the north, to the south. Way before anyone like Constantine could do anything like that. Thank you for the follow, JM. Ragebait says, have I studied Islam? Yep, I've studied it and I continue to study it. Hamdi, call in and we can talk about the argument. This is Ragebait. This is part of the studying. You know, you learn something, right? And then you go out in the field. You get practical knowledge. You get practical training on it. You learn stuff. You go and have conversations, and you see what sticks, what doesn't stick. There's no echo on the mic. No one has complained about echo today, so. So the new line is there's an echo on the mic, guys. That's why they don't want to have a conversation. Still Good News says Israel hates Christians. Okay. Muslims hate Christians too. Allah calls us deluded. The worst of creatures. I know, Crown. I know my mic is fine. They'll do whatever they can to try and throw the thing off. Maybe it's an echo for that individual because it's the words I'm beating them up from all different sides, right? Still Good News says we defend Israel. Thank you, Lydia, for the additional confirmation. There's no echo. Okay, it's apparently fixed now. It was an issue on his end. Only fools fall for this Zionist who pretends to be a Christian. Guys, how does a Christian who exposes Orthodox Judaism on a regular basis and uplifts Christianity somehow some secret Mossad agent Zionist who gets paid by the Zionist? Can someone help me make sense of that? Errol, thank you as well, says no, definitely no echo. Like, how could I be a Zionist? How could I be someone who is paid by Israel? That doesn't even make sense. Anti-Christian, Jesus-loving Christian. My goodness. Islam, man. You got to stay away from that Tawheed, man. It's a hell of a drug, as I like to say.
Hello?
Hamdi.
Yeah.
What took you so long, man?
What you mean?
What took you so long to call him?
Yeah, what do you mean? Is there like a certain time I'm supposed to call in?
I've been here for a while. I've been calling out to
Nah.
Muslims.
Okay, how does Islam degrade women?
So, I'll give you the same thing I was talking to the other Muslims about earlier, right? Jesus had women sit at his feet and learn the word. That was something which was revolutionary in that time period. Women weren't encouraged or supposed to sit at the feet of a teacher, a rabbi, and learn in that way. Jesus showed them otherwise. My question for you is, why did Muhammad order a woman to breastfeed an adult man?
Show me what you're talking about.
Why did he do it?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Can you show what you're
okay.
talking about?
Why did he do that though?
Yeah, I didn't. Who said he did that? But you're saying that. I wanna see it.
Your sources say he did it. So why did he do it?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Was it good or bad?
Can I see it before I engage with you?
All right. Ibn Majah 1943. You're not a Quran only Muslim, are you?
I'm not a kafir. No, I'm an actual Muslim. They're not Muslims.
You heard him right, guys? He said he's not a kafir.
Yeah, don't say Quran only Muslim. That's contradictory.
No, bro. You know why? It's because we obviously, as you know, we speak to Quran only Muslims, and they say they're Muslims and all this kind of stuff. And when I tell them that the Muslims say you guys are not Muslims, they say no. Or some of them say no.
They don't exist in real life anyways. They only exist online. They're like
So you heard the Muslims say it. You guys are kafirs. You're like us, the Christians. Kafirs.
No, they're worse. Wallahi, they're worse. Wallahi, they're worse.
They're even worse, according to Hamdi.
Yeah, because you know why? They act like they're a wolf in disguise. They're inside Islam. They act like they're Muslims. You know, they attack Islam from the inside. And they're worse.
All right, so
yeah. So what's the hadith? Can you put on the screen?
All right. Still Good News says only fools debate those who insult the Prophet and Allah. When did I insult Muhammad or Allah? Have you heard me insult Muhammad or Allah while you've been listening to me?
Nah, man, I don't know who that guy is. I haven't heard you.
Would you consider me reading sources in your own religion disrespecting?
It's not insulting. No, it's not insulting.
Okay, thank you. So, Ibn Majah, 1943, it says it was narrated that Aisha said that Salah bint Suhail came to the Prophet and said, O Messenger of Allah, I see signs of displeasure on the face of Abu Hudayfa, that's her husband, when Salim enters upon me. Salim was someone they adopted as a young boy and they raised him in their household. The Prophet said, breastfeed him. So I ask you again, why did Muhammad tell the woman to breastfeed the adult man?
Yeah, but do you mind if I go read the hadith? What's the number?
It's Ibn Majah, 1943, 1943. 1943, Ibn Majah. He's gone to read it, guys. Guys, while we wait for Hamdi to come back, can you all, pretty please, strike the like button and cause it pain? The exact same way Muhammad struck Aisha and caused her pain. Still Good News says in the last 2 years, 500,000 Western women became Muslims. Maybe Muhammad was right. Maybe Muhammad was right, Still Good News, with what he said about women. You know, VB Messi, I wouldn't be surprised if a Muslim asked that as well, you know. What is it? What is it? What's a debate? What's a Muslim? What's breastfeeding? While we wait, TikTok 123 says, how old was Rebecca? She was older than Aisha. How old was Mary when she married Joseph? She was older than Aisha. Imagine this, right? Muslim women are so oppressed that we are hearing their voices and testimonies thousands of years later in Hadith. Yes, we're hearing their testimony in Hadith thousands of years, 1,000+ years later, saying that their women were treated worse than any other woman. Where are the women's voices in Christianity? In the Bible? Read it sometime. We literally started this conversation by what? Jesus letting a woman sit at his feet and learn like a disciple, just like the men that were next to her. Is it Sahir? Is that the next question, VB?
What's breastfeeding? Number one. Number two, is it sahih? What's the next one? TikTok. Who told you Mary was 12 years old? Come on, Hamdi, man. It don't take this long. I'm sure that AI can feed you an answer quicker than this, man. If not, you need to upgrade your package, man. The Sahih Hadith is strong, but it's still weak. And unreliable. Not only weak, the strong Hadith isn't only weak, it's unreliable as well. Hamdi, you back?
Yeah.
So, why did Muhammad tell a woman to breastfeed an adult man?
Yeah, I just saw the hadith and the commentaries from the ulama. And it says that the interpretation is that it was put into a cup and he drank from a cup. And it was not direct physical contact.
Okay. So, in the hadith, when it says, after he says breastfeeder, she says, how can I breastfeed him when he is a grown man? Does it sound like she thinks this is putting it in a cup?
It probably got clarified after then.
Does it sound like she thought this was putting breast milk in a cup?
Yeah, I'm saying no, but it probably got clarified after.
Okay, so no, but it potentially got clarified after.
Yes,
okay.
That's what I'm saying.
What is breastfeeding?
Why are you asking me this? I just told you the answer.
No, because you're giving me an answer which is talking about something which isn't breastfeeding. So what's breastfeeding?
I'm telling you what the greatest scholars of Islam said. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but
we know what breastfeeding is, and breastfeeding includes.
Hamdi,
yeah, I'm answering you.
Listen. God created you in a unique, a special, and a one of a kind way. Right? You have a brain. I want you to use it right now and answer this question. What is breastfeeding?
Also what God said in our Quran is that when you don't know, go back to the scholars. That's
you don't need a scholar to tell you what breastfeeding is, do you, Hamdi? Because God gave you a brain that works, didn't it?
Yeah. So here, I'll give you the answer. Yeah. So when you bring a hadith out of Sahih Muslim, out of nowhere like that, yes, as a layman, you have no right to look at it and try and create your own understanding. You go back to the scholars and what they said.
Hamdi,
that's how you understand the hadith.
Do you know what breastfeeding is?
I already answered you.
Do you know what it is?
Yes, and we're talking about scholars. So do you understand as a Muslim, we have to go back to the scholars?
Hold on. So if your scholars tell you to do something or tell you to believe something, which is clearly contradictory to what you're reading, you will still go to the scholars and follow them.
No. If there's a contradiction, we go back to the Quran and the Sunnah. But there's no contradiction from what I read.
Okay, so they're telling you it's something which isn't breastfeeding, but you're saying there's no contradiction.
No, that's what. So this is what it was saying. The scholar said the best interpretation is that there was no physical contact. The milk was from the breast, but it was drinking from a vessel, like maybe a cup or something like that.
Okay, so if she put breast milk in a cup and Salim drank it, is that breastfeeding, Hamdi?
The milk is from the breast, and it says.
We're not disputing where the milk came from. Is it breastfeeding, Hamdi?
It's breastfeeding without physical contact.
When a woman gives a bottle to a baby, do you classify that? Do we say that's breastfeeding, or we say the baby's got a bottle?
Is the milk from the breast?
I already said to you, we're not disputing where the milk came from.
No, I'm asking you in your example now.
We're not okay. So no, obviously, where else would the milk come from? When a woman, let me even be clearer. When a woman expresses milk into a bottle and gives the bottle to a baby, is the baby breastfeeding when they're drinking the bottle, Hamdi?
Yeah, you could say that baby was breastfed with a cup. That's it. You could say that.
Is the baby breastfeeding, Hamdi? Last time.
If you say it just like that, obviously no, you have to clarify.
Obviously,
I'm
no.
saying,
Is that what you said?
I'm saying,
Obviously, no.
no. I'm saying if you're asking just simply, was he breastfed? You have to clarify in this example. Obviously, if you mean from the breast physically, then no. If you mean from a cup, then yes. That's what I'm saying to you. Also, brother,
So
when you look at
apparently,
hadith like this, you remember earlier.
hold on,
Yeah,
Hamdi. So you going with the interpretation of these scholars, which is a joke of an interpretation, but okay, cool. Breastfeeding doesn't mean breastfeeding, guys. When Muhammad said breastfeed, what he really meant, because the scholars know better than Muhammad and Allah apparently, it meant putting it in a cup.
Wait, how did the scholars contradict the hadith? Because as you said earlier, you said that it's possible that after the Prophet said this, he clarified that it was going to be through a cup. And second of all, we know that. Hold on. Let me make the case. Second of all, we know that physical contact with a woman and a mature non-mahram man is haram. And then thirdly, there are weak narrations that we don't take fully that have said that was through a cup, which has some basis because they have some chain, even though some people in the chain were weak. So
Okay,
that's
hold on, Hamdi.
So when the scholars,
hold on, Hamdi. Hold on.
Imam Nawawi and Ibn Hajar say this, then yes, it's taken. We take it from them.
So if you just heard him, guys, Hamdi said there's weak narrations which say it's through a cup. But I'm going to take the weak narration because it helps me. I'm a joke. That's what you said.
I know I didn't say that. I said I don't take the hadith. I said the hadith.
Did you say that? Did you not just say there's weak hadith which say this, which corroborates it, even though it's weak? That's what you said.
Yeah. So what I said is, if you heard me, I said,
did you say that? Yes or no?
No, that's not what I said. That's not a proper quotation. And what you said earlier was a lie. You said I said we take the hadith. We don't take the hadith.
What hadith?
Take weak hadith. Yeah, we don't take weak hadith. That's what I'm saying. We don't take weak hadith.
Okay, repeat what you said again. Repeat what you said again.
What I said is, these scholars, what they're saying is not contradicting the hadith, and I gave you 3 reasons as for that. Okay, that's what.
Okay, give me the 3 reasons why they're not contradicting the hadith.
Okay, so number 1, earlier we already said that. Okay, there's no direct contradiction with what they said and with the hadith because
breastfeeding doesn't mean breastfeeding. Okay, give me the second reason.
No, because I said because there could have been a clarification.
Give me the second. Yeah, where's the clarification? Where is it? Where's the clarification?
Did I say it was a clarification?
You said there may be, so where is it?
No, I said earlier, you and I both said, you said that there could have been a clarification.
There could be so much stuff, but you need to substantiate with some evidence, bro. Where's the evidence where's the evidence?
Yeah. So okay, this is the evidence. In the hadith, it says nothing about physical contact, nor does it say through a cup.
Okay, hold on. No, because you didn't give me evidence. You started saying the hadith doesn't say physical contact. What is breastfeeding?
Hello?
What is breastfeeding?
Yeah, hello, okay, I got a phone call. Wait,
what, Hamdi, no, Hamdi, what is breastfeeding? Is that physical touch or physical contact or not?
Yeah, breastfeeding usually generally has physical contact.
Okay,
but
so no, we need to slow down. We need to slow down.
Woman and man allowed.
We need to slow down. We need to slow down. If Muhammad says it's allowed, then it's allowed, right?
If it says what is allowed,
if Muhammad says physical contact of breastfeeding is allowed, then it's allowed, right?
Yes, of course it would be allowed.
Okay, so okay. The Prophet said, breastfeed him. The Prophet said it. So did he say it or did he not say it? You want to try that one again?
Brother, the Prophet. Yeah, so okay. So now let me answer fully. Okay?
Did he say breastfeed him?
Yeah, so just let me answer.
Is breastfeeding physical contact?
Okay, are you going to let me answer?
Is breastfeeding physical contact?
Okay, let me answer. Okay.
All right, you go and answer. Don't look down, man. Oh my goodness. This religion is a virus, man. They'll throw their own prophet under the bus for scholars that come later and try to do patchwork. When it says breastfeeding, guys, Muhammad didn't mean breastfeeding. Let me show you what he really meant. he meant something completely different. We're going to put it in a cup. It's completely different. Even though the woman who's listening to Muhammad hear this commandment, got the point from the very beginning. Hence why she said, how can I breastfeed him when he is a grown man? She got it right from the beginning. We breastfeed babies. How am I going to breastfeed this man? The Messenger of Allah smiled. It was funny to him, guys, and said, I know that he's a grown man. So she did it. You know why she did it? Because Muhammad said so. She had to do it because Muhammad said so, even though it was a grown man. And these Muslims have to come up and lie and do patchwork and say, no, it meant in a cup. Substantiate that it was in a cup. Just because scholars come along and say something which contradicts him. He said breastfeed, now all of a sudden, no. It means something different. My goodness.
Bro, why'd you just drop me without letting me answer?
Bro, because I don't like talking to people that just talk in a circle and can't talk in a straight line, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do better this time, we can continue.
The thing is, you can't force me to always answer yes or no when things need more than say yes or no.
Bro, it's not about forcing you to say yes or no. But if I'm asking you for a yes or no question, a yes or no answer, you can say yes or no and then expound after. But don't try and expound before you've said yes or no.
Okay, that's fair. So you can ask me a question and I'm gonna say yes or no, and then I'll expand.
All right.
Yeah.
So substantiate. Give me the 3 reasons. The first one is.
Okay, hold on. To be honest, I don't remember what I said earlier, but I'll substantiate it.
Go ahead.
Okay. So the hadith says, in the English translation, it says breastfeeding. The word is rida, and the translation is, it means the feeding of breast milk.
Breastfeeding. Yeah, exactly, breastfeeding.
Yes. Feeding.
So they didn't mistranslate it, did they?
No, I'm not saying it's a mistranslation. I'm saying rida in Arabic, and it means the feeding of breast milk.
Write it in the chat.
Yes. Yeah, it means the feeding.
Write the Arabic word in the chat.
Okay, here it is. If you want to put in one word translation, breastfeeding is a good translation.
No, it's not. I know that already. I already know the Arabic speakers who translated this. I already know they did a good job.
No, they did a good job. But the point is though, this word does not necessitate physical contact. Okay, the hadith does not give the methodology of the feeding of breast milk, and that's why when the scholars explain that the feeding of breast milk was through a vessel like a cup, this is going to be the best interpretation. Because of the evidence is in other hadiths, the Prophet Muhammad SAW clarified that physical contact between a man and a woman, of course, a non-mahram mature man, is haram. It's not allowed.
Which hadith is that?
Okay, I can give you from the Quran or the hadith. Yeah, I can give you a specific hadith, but this is known.
Yeah, give me the sources. Because
that men and women can't touch.
Because it wouldn't contradict to this whole point. You saying that doesn't contradict this, because you already know if there's laws that say men and women can't touch each other, whatever. We already know there's already some sort of like stipulations. There's already some sort of like, that's not talking about like a daughter bathing her son, is it? There's scenarios which it doesn't.
That's mahram.
There's certain scenarios it doesn't factor in, and considering this particular point is making someone a mahram, making someone unlawful for you, why wouldn't it apply in this particular situation?
Okay, firstly, when is hadith? What do you mean it's making him a mahram? What are you talking about?
It's making him someone who's unlawful for her. It's making him someone who's unlawful for her, not a mahram. But because he doesn't have to necessarily be a mahram for her, but
yeah, so he's unlawful for her, right? They're not mahrams.
Yeah. She's lawful. She's lawful for him until he drinks the milk.
Yeah. What do you mean? No, he's not a baby. That's not true. Where did you get that from?
The reason why her husband has problems with it is because she's still lawful for him. Hence why Muhammad now says drink the milk, so she's unlawful to him.
Okay, yeah, breastfeed. The thing is though, the man who's getting breastfed, who received the milk, he's not a baby. So
I
it's not gonna
know.
make him mahram.
That's the problem.
Unless I don't know any scholar, any teacher who said that's what was going on here. I don't know where you got that from.
That's why I forget about that. He's gonna be unlawful to her after he drinks her milk. That's the whole point of the breastfeeding.
No, but okay, where do you get that from though?
From the hadith.
Does the hadith say that?
This one may not necessarily say it specifically, but the other ones, when you read all the hadith around this, on the topic.
Yeah, the other hadiths are for when you breastfeed a baby, not for a man who's already puberty.
If someone it's either someone who's a baby or someone who's a grown adult. This is how breastfeeding grown adults came about.
Okay, where is that ever for a grown man to develop a mahram status? Where's that ever a thing?
Forget about the mahram status. Forget about that, bro.
That's what we're talking about. When you say lawful and unlawful, the mahram is just the Arabic word for it, bro.
Look, I see the signs of displeasure on the face of Abu Hudayfa. My husband, she's saying, doesn't like what's going on. When Salim enters, the Prophet said, breastfeed him. She said, how can I breastfeed him when he's a grown man? The messenger smiled and said, I know he's a grown man. So she did it. She breastfed him. Then she came to the Prophet and said, I've never seen any signs of displeasure on the face of Abu Hudayfa after that. Why? Because he's been breastfed. So he can't do anything to her. That's the whole point.
Look, host, I read it and I understand how you're coming to this conclusion.
So why do you keep asking that same question?
Yeah, because your understanding is wrong according to the Islamic understanding based off other hadiths. Okay,
how is it wrong?
Is wrong.
Okay, so why did he tell her to breastfeed him? What was the point of him telling her to breastfeed him?
Bro, just because I don't know the exact reason does not mean that it was to make my mahram.
Yeah, no. How can you say? Wait, hold on, wait. How can you say I'm wrong? But then when I'm saying, okay, why is it wrong? You can't tell me why it's wrong, and you're just saying, oh yeah, because of other hadith. What are you talking about?
I'll tell you why you're wrong. Because you are saying that the reason why this breastfeeding occurred is to make the man unlawful for her in marriage, basically saying to make him a mahram. Okay, and the reason why you're wrong is because we know that the man who's getting breastfed in this hadith is a mature man.
Yes, that's the whole problem.
He's puberty. And then the reason why you're wrong is because the thing about breastfeeding, it makes somebody mahram, something that's known in Islam, and it is for when you breastfeed a baby under the age of 2 years old. I think it's 4 times.
Where does it say it's 10? It was 10 times and it went to 5. But where does it say it's only for children?
Okay, I'll bring you a hadith. Okay.
This is what you call the desperation of the Muslims, guys. He's trying his best to get away from what it says. For some reason, Muhammad's telling her to breastfeed an adult, but it's not for the reason they breastfed adults, according to Islam. Come on, Hamdi. Ahmed says, prove that it was physical. Breastfeeding isn't physical, guys. Now we need to prove that breastfeeding is physical. Well, the woman would have to employ her breast. Exactly. And the burden of proof is actually on you to say that it wasn't physical. Because breastfeeding is physical. So you need to prove that it wasn't physical. Isn't it funny how they try to burden shift? They want us to prove something which is already the norm. If you told someone to breastfeed, they know what that means. So you need to prove that it was something different. My goodness. The desperation. The desperation, guys. Guys, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Don't tap it lightly. Strike it and cause it pain. Like Muhammad struck Aisha and caused her pain. Apparently, I don't know what the burden of proof is, guys. Come on, Hamdi. I'm going to give you a couple more seconds. Then I have to move on to the next caller, and then you're going to have to wait. And I actually want to continue this conversation with you. Mr. and Mrs. Barnett, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. And thank you for the rose as well. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Not being honest is all what a Muslim behaves. I'm going to have to agree with at least with the Muslims we're speaking to today. They'll lie, they'll deceive, they'll cheat. Hamdi is apparently going to find me sources which say that breastfeeding an adult was only, didn't count as being made unlawful. It was only for the children. Okay. Which makes no sense. He's gone, guys. Hamdi disappeared. So I guess this was for Hamdi. He's cornered, no rebuttal. Because Hamdi disappeared. Let's hope he comes back. Was someone's... Well, he's not here anymore. Hello? Stone? Hello? Stone? Stone Bass or Stone Bless? Speak. 3, 2, 1. Thanks for coming. You're saying hello, brother, instead of talking to me and saying hello when I'm actually speaking to you. Don't comment, speak when I'm actually talking to you. Call back in quickly and then I won't move to the next one. Hurry up, be quick, man. Stone Blast, call quick. Call back in quickly or I have to move on. All right, Hamdi's back. Hopefully he's got the receipts.
All right, hello.
You got the receipts?
Yeah.
Okay, what you got? Hit me.
Yeah, so it says in Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that breastfeeding is only from hunger. Okay.
What?
And this is
what's the number, man? Come on, hand it over.
Yeah.
Pardon? I think he's gone, guys. Right at that pivotal moment when he's about to drop the receipts.
I'm giving you the exact number, bro.
Hamdi, what is it? Come on.
Yeah, I'm giving you the number. You can just search it up. But if you get the number,
I wanna search it up, bro. You just went to read it.
So
Show
you can
it to
search
me.
up the words if you want, or I can give you the number.
Just
Let
give
me go get the number.
Give me the number.
Yeah, okay, so wait.
At best, what we're gonna have here, guys, if Hamdi has actually got what he says he has, which I doubt, then at best what we're gonna have is contradictions.
Sahih Muslim.
Muslim what?
It's Sahih Muslim. Yeah, it's Sahih Muslim 1455A.
You really set yourself up. 1455A, yeah?
Yes, and there's one in Tirmidhi that says something similar.
Okay.
And Tirmidhi himself said that the Sahaba said this before the age of 2.
Hold on a second. Sahih Muslim 1455A, 1455A, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, chapter. Breastfeeding is because of hunger, meaning during infancy. So Aisha, Allah be pleased with her, reported, Allah's messenger visited me when a man was sitting near me, and he seemed to disapprove of that. And I saw signs of anger on his face, and I said, Messenger of Allah, he is my brother by fosterage. Whereupon he said, consider who your brother are because of fosterage, since fosterage is through hunger, i.e. in infancy.
Also look at Tirmidhi 1152.
What does it say?
That's something similar about how breastfeeding is only for when it's about nourishing hunger. But in the important part is Tirmidhi right after that says that the Sahaba and people of knowledge said that it's limited to before the age of 2.
Yeah, that would be that would still be contradicting Muhammad though.
Okay, so
because Muhammad didn't say that.
Substantiate this. So if you
I wanted to see what you were referencing so we can cross-reference. There's nothing in this. What in this makes you think that this contradicts the other hadith where he's telling the grown man to breastfeed?
I never said it contradicts, bro. Even when in the other hadith, what I was saying is that you saying that this is to establish mahram status.
Okay.
There's no basis for this. I don't know where you got this from.
Let's go 2 hadith back, right? Muslim 14. Listen. Yeah, we are. Listen. Muslim 1453, right? So it's the
1453.
Yeah. Muslim, say a Muslim. Same story about Abu Hudayfa, Salim, and etc. Right? So Allah's apostle said to her, suckle him, and you would become unlawful for him. What does that mean?
It says that in 53.
Allah's apostle said to her, suckle him, and you would become unlawful for him. What does that mean? What's Muhammad saying when he says he will become unlawful for her?
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at the hadith first. If it says that, then I'll accept your understanding. But I have to go see the hadith.
It's not, bro. Don't accept my understanding. Accept Muhammad's understanding. So
I'll take Muhammad's understanding.
So just
1453.
1453b. When Muhammad is saying, suckle him, and you would become unlawful for him, what does Muhammad mean by that? Got him. These guys think it's my first rodeo, you know. That's exactly what I was thinking. He's apparently reading it, but he doesn't have the number. But we're giving the benefit of the doubt, right? He did come back with at least some sort of receipts. So I was waiting for him to see what he had so I could show him this hadith. Because I already knew this hadith.
Yeah. Okay, I just heard this hadith.
Okay, so what does he mean when he says breastfeed him and you'll become unlawful for him? What does that mean?
Yeah, this means that it was to develop mahram status. That makes sense.
Okay, so I was right and you were wrong, right?
Bro, I just didn't know this hadith. Yeah, I wasn't aware of this hadith.
Okay, thanks. So now back to the original question: why did Muhammad tell a woman to breastfeed a grown man?
Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, I'm gonna say this very clearly now. And to actually just go with it. Hold on, somebody walked into my room. Hey, yeah, okay. So the hadith said that there was breastfeeding. The Prophet told women to breastfeed the man. Now, because that we know that touching a man for a woman is unlawful, we know that this was not through physical contact. It was through a vessel like a cup, and this is what the ulama have explained.
That's begging the question. That's begging the question.
Wait, what's begging the question?
You assuming that because there's a previous law that apparently says men can't touch women, when Muhammad now brings this commandment, that how do you know this doesn't overwrite that law in this particular situation? You could only know that by begging the question and assuming your belief.
Okay, it's not begging the question.
Yes, it is.
In Islam, we use other hadiths to understand the hadiths. You can't take one hadith by its own and then say, I can't use other hadiths to understand it.
That's my exact point.
if you have another hadith or something in the Quran which talks about men can't touch women, but you have this hadith which talks about breastfeeding, you can't just assume that this can't be a physical contact, because you could take both of them together and say, well, this is general, like I was telling you before, and you were agreeing with me saying, yeah, like a woman, she can bath her son. That obviously doesn't apply to those situations. This wouldn't apply to that situation either.
Okay, so bro, that's a whole other thing. There's no exception for a non-mahram meant to be touching a non-mahram woman, unless there's something from other hadiths. But you don't have anything from any
this
other hadith
hadith,
that would allow
this
this.
hadith says she can breastfeed him and he's going to become unlawful.
Okay, so because we are Muslims and we follow the Quran and the Sunnah, we take the understanding of the Salaf, right? And the ulama and the scholars.
I know you take those scholars who throw this stuff under the bus because they hate Muhammad, they hate the Quran, they hate the hadith, they hate it all, obviously.
Just because you have your own modern interpretation, that means does that mean that we gotta take it?
Breastfeeding has meant breastfeeding from however long in the past, bro.
Is the hadith in English or is it in Arabic?
You now coming, bro.
Wait,
You already,
is it English or Arabic?
You already quoted the Arabic word "ridda" and said that breastfeeding is a good translation. So stop trying to play that game, bro. Come on.
What I'm saying now is though, it's because in English, that breastfeeding may necessitate physical contact, which also I don't even know if that's fully true. But even if it does, in the Arabic though, the word "ridda" does not necessitate physical contact. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference.
Okay.
Because
what are you basing this off on?
What?
What are you basing off that breastfeeding doesn't mean breastfeeding? What are you basing that off of?
Okay, that's not what I said again. What I'm saying is though, in the hadith it says that the woman was meant to feed the man breast milk.
Yes.
Right?
Breastfeed him.
So now
how do you breastfeed someone?
So now this is my point.
How do you breastfeed someone, Hamdi?
Can I continue? This is your problem. You always try and force me to answer your little questions.
I'm leading you to reason.
Yeah, so the point is, in this hadith, the mechanism of the feeding of the breast milk is not specified. That's why we go to the ulama and scholars and the understanding of the salaf, because that's what the Prophet told us to do.
Who told you it wasn't specified?
What do you mean, who told me? I read the hadith.
You just said it wasn't specified in the hadith. If a guy says to, if Muhammad says to the woman, breastfeed this guy and he's going to be unlawful for you, you just got done saying earlier on that, it was only about children. And in that context, you were speaking about breastfeeding from the chest, direct. Now, all of a sudden, because it's an adult in the picture, you're now turning around and acting like, it has to mean something else. It can't mean this. Be consistent, bro.
All I'm saying is that the mechanism is not specified in the hadith. You tell me, is it?
Bro, if someone says breastfeed, we know what breastfeed means. It is specified. Saying it's not.
Where in the hadith is the mechanism specified?
When it says breastfeed, breastfeed means to breastfeed. We know what that means. You bringing up some different interpretation, you have to now prove why it's not talking about breastfeeding, and you can't do that.
Okay.
The only way you're going to do that is what you're doing is saying, these scholars after the fact came and said, it means something else, because they're embarrassed by it.
So here's your issue. In Islam, because I'm a Muslim, you have to grant our paradigm, which is that we understand the hadith based off of how the Salaf understood it, not off how the king, whatever your name is, understands it, or how Hamdi understands it. It's not my interpretation. When I researched this
is a goat comment.
I told you what's Imam Nawawi and Ibn Hajar, how they understood it, and they have the reasons for it because look. Because
hold on, Hamdi, hold on.
And look. By the way, last point.
Hamdi, hold on. What does sakul mean?
Oh, here you go, bro.
What does sakul mean?
This is your issue.
Just answer it. What does sakul mean?
I'm not defining it for you, bro. Go on Google. I'm not Google.
No, I need you to define it for me because you're the problem struggling with it. What does sakul mean?
Yeah, so you stop me when I'm speaking to define words. Go on Google.
Okay, define what sakul means.
Go on Google, bro.
What does sakul mean, Hamdi?
Go on Google.
All right. Thanks for coming, man. Thanks for helping us expose Islam and what Islam does to you. He won't define it. We took him to this hadith, right? Because he said there's no way you can substantiate that it's talking about a mahram, making him unlawful for her. Even though that's the very reason why breastfeeding even existed in this context. We take him to the passage, we read it. Suckle him and he will become unlawful for him. Thank God he was at least honest enough to say, okay, yeah, you're right, I was wrong. Now, thanks to Mass actually highlighting it, right, even more, and I'm just like, yeah, that actually makes sense. It literally says suckle right there. Suckle. But that means, based on the scholars in Islam, that actually means something else. What that actually means is, put it in a cup, let the grown man drink from the cup 10 times or 5 times, and then it's going to be cool. All right. Oh my goodness.
Hello?
How you doing? You all right?
Yes, I'm fine. How about you?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Good to hear. Your statement is, why does Islam degrade women? And I will ask you, what do you mean by that?
So I've been talking to Muslim today about how Jesus, right? He did something revolutionary. It talks about how there was a woman sitting at his feet learning like a disciple, just as the men learned. And the reason why that's so significant is because in that time period, it was frowned upon. It was not the kind of thing that you're supposed to do. And I'm asking Muslims in return, why did Muhammad command a woman to breastfeed an adult man?
And that's an hadith.
Are you Quran only?
No, also hadith. But you need to
You said no, you're not Quran only.
No, I'm not only Quran only, but you need also to distinguish Quran and hadith. We Muslims believe that Quran is directly from Allah, which is 100% perfect, which is when, and hadith is 100% human made.
Okay.
And
So there's no wahi in the hadith.
Yes, there is strong hadith and
so
weak
there is
hadith.
revelation in the hadith.
Well,
so it's not just man-made.
there is a source behind that. You mentioned a hadith.
Is there wahi in it or not, bro? Yes or
Wahi?
no? Yeah. Is there revelation in it or not?
Revelation? No, I don't think so.
There's no revelation in the hadith. You Muslims need to help your Muslim brother here.
Hadith are only to describe how Prophet Muhammad used to live. Meanwhile, the Quran in itself is a revelation, how to preach Muslims how to live.
So, you said all that to say what? You want to throw that hadith under the bus? Or what? Why did you say all this?
No, we should trust and
So can you answer the question, please? In the hadith,
yes,
why did Muhammad tell her to do that?
I'm just asking you about where did you get that source from? Who wrote that hadith down? Because hadith is human made. We Muslims believe that hadith is human made.
Are you throwing the hadith under the bus?
I'm not throwing the hadith under the bus. I'm just asking you for consistency.
Okay.
Who wrote that hadith?
Aisha. It's narrated by Aisha.
Aisha.
Do you take from Aisha or you don't take from Aisha?
Yes, we take from Aisha.
Okay, so now let me ask you this question again. Why did Muhammad order the woman to do that to an adult man?
A woman breastfeeding a man?
An adult man, yes. Why did he tell her to do that?
I don't know. Maybe he's sick.
So you're not a Muslim?
No, just I have never heard that hadith before.
You can't say Muhammad is sick if you're a Muslim, so you're not a Muslim.
I am a Muslim. I never said that Muhammad is sick.
You just said maybe Muhammad's sick.
No, I said that I never heard that before.
Yeah, but before you said that, you said maybe Muhammad's sick. You said, I don't know, maybe Muhammad's sick.
Sick, not sick in that way. Sick in maybe he has fever. I don't know.
He has fever, and that's why he told a woman to do that.
I really do not know about that
Bro,
hadith.
be serious, man. Look, I need to
Yes,
talk to.
I'm
Listen, I need
serious.
to talk to real Muslims because people like you, the Muslims are going to turn around and say,
No, I'm just saying that it's pretty hypocritical from coming from a Christian.
okay, where does the Bible talk about a wife breastfeeding a man that's not a husband?
No, but I know that for a
No,
fact that
no,
treating
but
women poorly.
get out of here, man. No, but my goodness. Truth revealed. Hello. Truth revealed. You're in the arena. Live.
Yeah, can you hear me correctly?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
What's up, man?
Everything is good.
Everything's good?
Yeah.
So tell me, man, why did Jesus let women sit at his feet and learn like the men, but Muhammad was telling the women to breastfeed adult men? Tell me why, man, if everything's good.
First of all, I think like it looks like you guys have a huge lack of understanding, and let's go by one and
All right.
give a look that what does the Bible say and what
Stop
does
the
the
ad
Quran say.
hominem.
Yeah.
Bro, stop the ad hominem.
Okay, so I want you
So answer my
to first.
question.
You put a blame, and I'm responding right now to your answer.
I asked you a
right?
question. Answer my question, man. Come on.
I told you are totally misunderstood. That's what I told you.
Okay,
Then
so
I'm gonna prove you.
help me understand what I misunderstood about Muhammad telling a woman to breastfeed an adult man. Help me understand that if I misunderstood it somehow.
Okay, give me the reference. Can you give me the reference and so I
All
can
right.
read?
Are you a
So I
Quran
can
only
check
Muslim?
it out. How? Yeah, I'm a Muslim.
I said, are you a
Yeah.
Quran only Muslim?
There's no such thing Quran only Muslim. Okay, no man can be a Muslim unless he. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
It's and you know that, yeah, and you
Well,
know already that.
well, like I said to the other person that said that to me, and like I say to most Muslims that say that to me, the Muslims that are Quran only say that they're the real Muslims, and you guys are on one, innit? So Sunan Ibn Majah 1943. Sunan Ibn Majah 1943. They call in and say they're going to teach us, guys, but they don't even know the resources that we're even talking about. Make that make sense.
You people are already free to check it out something against Islam. So yeah. So let's see what you present.
The internet wasn't a good thing for Islam, was it? He's gone to read it, guys.
Yeah. And before I respond, I want to make sure, okay, you are not going to cut me off, and I hope you are not going to run as a coward, because the second question I'm going to ask to you, is it fair?
Bro.
Is it fair?
Bro, listen. Go and read the hadith, or you want me to read it to you?
I'm not in the court of a judge. Okay, you are ordering me. I made a criteria.
Do you want me to read the hadith for you or not, bro?
Are you listening to me or not?
Do you want me to read the hadith for you, or are you going to read it yourself?
I know Arabic, I know English, I know 9 languages. You don't need to.
You know 9 languages. Which that's cool. Which 9 languages do you know? English, Arabic, what else?
Let me straight to the point, okay?
What are the other languages you know, bro?
Okay. It doesn't matter for you. So I need to deal with.
But you just said you know 9 languages, but 9 doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay. I know. I'm a student of 4 of my native. I don't need to even.
Okay. Salah bin Suhail came to the Prophet and said, O Messenger of Allah, I see signs of displeasure on the face of Abu Hudayfa. That's her husband. When Salim enters upon me. Salim is the guy that they adopted when he was young and raised him up. The Prophet said, breastfeed him. Why did Muhammad tell this woman to breastfeed an adult man? She said, how can I breastfeed him when he is a grown man? Why did Muhammad tell this woman to breastfeed a grown man?
Wait, I'm reading. So after my
This is not even supposed to be one of the most touchy subjects, Lydia. I'm actually trying to take it easy on them. Yeah, Zora, it definitely is true.
Hello?
Truth, go on, go ahead. Why did you tell her to do that? Truth revealed. Why did he tell her to do that?
Wait, I need to.
This is the guy who said he was coming to teach me. Now he's telling me, wait. This is why I said stop with the ad hominems, man.
Yeah, so I just check it out the hadith and what the scholar says about that. Yeah.
Did he say breastfeeder?
Yeah. And the reference is.
So I wasn't lying.
I didn't say you are lying.
No,
When you
I'm
are
not.
lying, I'm gonna tell you.
Not you. A lot of Muslims today have been saying I'm lying. So it's always good to hear when a Muslim says I'm telling the truth.
The thing is, the people you are talking, they are normal. They are not scholars. Okay.
Are you a scholar?
Scholars. No, I'm not a scholar as well. But I see even with the conversation that most of the people like.
So you're just like them, then, isn't it?
No.
What's different about you?
Because I'm a student, so they are not at least student. They're now engaging the critical matters. So like a common Muslim and a common Christian, I get him and I just random questions and they are not going to be answer. So it's a normal thing.
Okay, so come on, man. Why did Muhammad tell a woman to breastfeed a grown man?
Yeah, so there it comes. So according to scholars, yeah, scholars of Islam, there are certain things like which belongs to only specific person, and their reason behind. And like in the case of there are certain things. So that hadith is also referring to one of them. It's specific. It's not a command for everybody, and it's for the only specific to the.
Incorrect. You want to try again? Firstly, if it was only for this scenario, that wouldn't even help. You still haven't answered the question why he did that. But secondly, it wasn't only for that scenario. Because if it was, why would Aisha be getting people to breastfeed on her behalf if it was only for that particular scenario?
Yeah, it's come under special ruling for only which belongs to only Salim's unique circumstances.
Did you not hear what I said?
Yeah, I'm studying and checking out the
It
interpretation
couldn't only be for this particular situation because Aisha had people breastfeed on her behalf. So she knew it wasn't only for this scenario. To be honest, you're not doing much better than the people you were just throwing under the bus.
Yeah, it comes under abrogated by 5 known breastfeedings.
Yeah, it started as 10 sucklings and then it went down to 5.
While this was among what was being recited, this narration is one of the primary sources for the discussion of 5 known breastfeedings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think a woman breastfeeding a grown man is good for women or bad? Truth revealed. Do you think a woman breastfeeding a grown man who isn't her husband is good for a woman or bad?
I don't know. I know right now. I know one.
You don't know.
That the milk has outclass properties, and like in the cases of like it, it has a power like it to cure the cancer even. So in the case of like it's
Like the
it
camel
this
urine
hadith like
healed the Muslim men. The breast milk's got some special
it's
properties
also
for other
it
men.
also can. Do you know the difference between a command and a specific incident? I hope you know the difference between a command.
It was a command. He commanded her. She couldn't have done otherwise, could she? She had to do what he said, right?
In the case of another hadith where when some people migrated from Makkah to Medina and they they've been getting sick. So only one incident we see that a person was told that he can
Drink camel urine.
There's a consumption of
So
no other hadith and
it's
it never
okay.
happened.
So okay.
Number one. Number two.
So it's okay
like in the
just
case,
because it was one instance.
It belongs to one person only. It's not a
Okay.
commandment, and it tells
But
a
like
story about a man that who. Number one. Number two, as we know scientifically, that how scientists cure and how we get antidote for a snake bite. So they take the blood of the horse and they mix in the same venom with the same, So it's also amazing and awesome. Like we need to be someone get bitten by a black mamba or whatever. We take the venom from the same snake and they mix it together in the blood of the horse, and they it went through a process and then they get a.
We can't see the miracle, guys. They can see it though. All right. So what does this have to do with Muhammad telling a woman to breastfeed a grown man? Can you help me get back on topic?
Is it a
yes,
command?
It is
Can
a
you
command.
tell me that command in the Quran for? No. Here you are lying. I told you it's about only Salim.
Let's read it.
Here you are.
Salim was she told her to breastfeed him. It was a command, right?
For who?
For this woman to breastfeed Salim, right?
That's what I'm saying. It belongs to one person. It's not the command.
So listen to me. So when I said to you, that's not true, because Aisha, the same person who narrated this hadith, was getting people to breastfeed people on her behalf. Why would you do that if it was only for Salim?
I think I mentioned before when I started responding to this question. And I respond to that. It only belongs to the Salim. The second, the specificity, it only specific about that man only. And then about the abrogated. It is not like first of all, it's not a command.
If it wasn't a command,
breastfeed.
If it wasn't a command,
there is a command in the Quran.
If it wasn't a command,
let me tell you the difference.
Why did Aisha keep doing it if it wasn't a command?
I hope you understand the difference between a command.
A command means it's for everyone, right? That's how you're using. That's how you're using the word command.
It's for the whole nation of that province.
Okay, so if it was only for
command that don't.
So listen. So if it was only for Salim in this one scenario, why was Aisha still doing it?
I told you later that it belongs to only one person, and it's no such thing as a command. It's not, first of all, it's an.
Who's the one person?
We see.
Who's the one person it belongs to?
About Salim.
Okay, so if it only belongs to Salim, thank you for the follow, Zora. Why was Aisha doing it?
So we are the one going to tell you. Scholar explained that this refers to the doctrine of abrogation.
What did they say, guys? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Lydia, you know what? I pray it wasn't a waste of time. I pray that the seeds that were planted in that guy's ears could actually take root, and he can actually think back to what actually happened in that conversation, and the truth can hit him right on the face. The sad thing is, V, they do believe he's the best example for mankind. That's what's so problematic about this. So I apparently ran away because I got tired of saying the same thing over and over again to someone who clearly just isn't listening or doesn't want to listen, or for whatever reason. He kept saying it's for one person, but I kept speaking about a specific example which shows it wasn't for one person. And he's just totally ignoring it and talking about abrogation. What does abrogation have to do with this scenario? Abrogation would actually help me. No, you got dropped because you can't track a conversation. That's why. If you could actually track the conversation properly, we would have continued. That's why it's out of my hands. I have to just pray about it at this point and pray that God can help you. This is the guy who called in and was throwing all the previous Muslims and most of the Muslims we talked to under the bus. Yeah, they're just basic guys. They don't really know. I know. I'm a student. He probably did worse than all of the Muslims before. Jesus is literally doing stuff to level women up in the society, and Muhammad's literally doing stuff and commanding stuff which is taking them back. Muslims, human Muslims, Muslims that are actually human beings, you click the link and call in. I want to talk to some humans, not robots, not people that have already short-circuited. Imagine this: chop off the hand, chop off the hand of your wife. That's what the Bible teaches you. Doesn't the Quran teach about chopping off people's hands too? So you just exposed your own religion. If you think that's bad about the Bible, that has to be bad about the Quran too, right? Got him. He really couldn't comprehend what he was reading, could he? Amanda, call in. I'll tell you why. But only call in if you're a human. If you're not a human, I don't want to talk to you, man. I've spoken to too many robots today already. There's multiple verses in the Quran where Allah is talking about chopping off people's hands. But apparently, that's the thing that Muslims want to attack the Bible over. Muslims, man. Muslims. Do we have any more Muslims that want to talk? Any more Muslims that want to tango? My goodness. What a stream. This is a stream that doesn't disappoint. Week after week after week.
Thank you for the heart, Zora. Appreciate you. The Lord bless you and keep you and replenish you. Jesus says nobody has the right to cut off hands. I assume you're an atheist. And if you're an atheist, then by what standard are you saying that? We need a Muslim version of Damien. There might actually be... Actually, I don't know. Have I spoken to someone, a Muslim, multiple times who just continues to manifest? The closest person... I can't even say him. The guy Abdullah earlier on. I've already spoken to him twice. And he was better today, a lot better today. So I can't even say him. But I don't know of a Muslim that I've spoken to who's like Damien. Who's always manifesting. Alex says I'm apparently a big man behind the screen. Okay. If it's any what's the word? Basically, you're not the first. If it's any consolation, that's the word. Thank you, Lord. If it's any consolation, you're not the first person to try and threaten me today. I had a Muslim earlier say he wants to punch me when he sees me. So, for some reason, Muslims want to be violent because we read the hadith, we read the Quran. And somehow, it is apparently the religion of peace. Hello? Hello, Amanda. You have to... Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's up, sis? You alright?
Well, I would like to know why Islam degrades women.
I would like to know why you keep playing that song.
No, it's my other phone.
Alright, are you a Muslim? Are you a Muslim, Ma?
No, I'm not a religious person at all.
You know this really... so you're atheist, or what are you?
I'm just me. I'm not a religious person.
I'm only talking to Muslims today, you know, to be honest. If I speak to you and start telling you why Islam's bad for women, they're going to say, well,
I know it's bad. I know it's bad. But what I'm wanting to know is why Islam degrade... Why do they do it?
Alright, so what I'll say, sister, is just listen and you'll be able to hear the reasons why, okay? You'll be able to hear. Rabah, you're up. Hello, Rabah. Say something, man. I guess they disappeared. I would never want to be a part of religion where you can't question. You can't ask questions. Rabah called in and then disappeared. Is this them again? Hello, Rabah.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, brother.
What's up, man? Are you a Muslim?
Yeah, I'm one of the mu'minos. I'm a believer, brother.
All right. So hopefully we can have a good conversation today. I'm talking to Muslims about how Jesus let women sit at his feet and learn like disciples, which was revolutionary at that time period. But why did Muhammad tell women to breastfeed adult men?
So you saying that Muhammad told women what?
To breastfeed men, to suckle them.
To breast suckle to that.
To breastfeed an adult man.
I'm not quite sure where that comes from.
From your sources, authentic sources.
If whenever y'all, well, give me, hold on, excuse me 1 minute.
Lydia says Allah or Mo. Some people say they're the same people, you know. They're the same person.
So no, what I'm saying, brother, is that
What are you saying,
you
brother?
know, I mean, I don't know, you know, if you have a wife. Do you have a wife, brother?
I do. Do you?
I mean, I've had a wife, but I'm not married now.
What would you say if Muhammad told your wife
So
to breastfeed
you
another
have a
man? How would you feel about that?
breastfeed. Hold on. Only person your wife supposed to breastfeed is you, brother.
Yeah. So
Why would your wife be breastfeeding another man?
that's the question I'm asking you. Why did Muhammad tell man to do that?
I don't think Mama told men to go and mess with somebody else's wife and feed on their breast, brother. I
It
don't
was
think that to be true.
It was a thing, brother. You know. It was a thing.
So let me get this straight.
What's funny about it?
No, what I'm saying, what's funny is that you're saying that Islam is bad for women,
Do you
and you're
think?
basing it off of the Prophet Muhammad saying that men should breastfeed off of women, right?
Do you think it's good that women had to do that, or it's bad?
I mean, that's not Islam. That's not in the Quran, brother.
Oh, so you're Quran
So
only?
what you're saying don't even make sense.
You're Quran only Muslim?
Yeah, I'm a Quran only Muslim.
Okay, that makes sense. So the Muslims I spoke to before.
Are you a Bible only Christian?
Adam?
Are you a Bible only Christian?
That's not the same thing as what we're talking about you as though. You do know that, right?
No, I mean, because for me, a Muslim woman is the closest person to the mother of Jesus Christ. So I don't know how you equate Islam being bad for women when women in Islam guard their chastity, and you know what I'm saying, they purify their souls. And
Okay.
so they're like the most beautiful women, you know, you want to see, you know what I'm saying? They respect themselves. They don't, you know, they don't make their flesh available to men to make them weak. So I don't know why you would equate Islam being bad for women.
I
I
just
don't
told you.
understand.
I just gave you a reason. You know, I spoke to a Muslim earlier. He said, a Muslim like you, you're not a Muslim. He said you're a kuffar. Worse than a Christian.
You spoke to a Muslim earlier, and he said I'm worse than a Christian.
Yeah, he said you're a
Why would I
kuffar.
be worse than a Christian?
He said because you pretend to be like a Muslim, but you're really not.
I pretend to be like a Muslim. I don't know how to pretend to be like a Muslim, bro.
Saying your Quran only means that you're pretending to be a Muslim.
No, I'm not pretending to be a Muslim. I'm saying that I read the Quran, and I base my Islam off of the Quran, which is the living miracle and a guide and a blessing to whoever is able to read it and comprehend and think and consider and, you know, be a believer.
How do you know that the Hafs Quran is the correct Quran to read?
How do I know the Hus Quran is correct Quran?
Yeah.
Brother, you know, it's like, how do you know the King James Bible is the correct Bible to read?
You
Or
know
is the New Standard Version the correct version?
the King James version, bro, is an English translation. You do know that, right?
So I do know that the King James Bible is English translation.
And the Hafs,
and that it was translated,
the Hafs
there
is
were
Arabic,
like
right?
other Bibles.
The Hafs is
So they was
Arabic,
trying
right?
So you have an Arabic Quran. It has 114 surahs.
How do you know the Quran has 114 surahs?
Because I've read it numerous times.
Just because you read it, how do you know this is the correct Quran, the one with 114 surahs? How do you know Ibn Masud's Quran isn't the correct one?
Only have 114 surahs, brother.
Pardon?
All the Qurans I know of, most of them have 114 surahs.
That means you don't know about enough Qurans. How do you know Ibn Masud's Quran isn't the correct Quran, which doesn't have 114 surahs?
So you know of a Quran that doesn't have 114 surahs?
Do you know who Ibn Masud is?
No, I don't. I'm
Okay.
not that knowledgeable.
Okay. Ibn Masud was one of Muhammad's companions.
Right.
He didn't believe in a Quran of 114 surahs.
So he didn't believe in the Quran with 114, but he believed in the Quran, right?
Yeah, he believed in the Quran, but the Quran you read today, he would say 2 of those chapters aren't chapters of the Quran. They're not God's word.
Well, I mean, you know, people have what they believe in, but at the end of the day, only the God of Jesus is going to be the judge of that in which we differ. So,
Who's the God
you
of
might
Jesus?
believe one thing, and I might believe something else, but the
Who's the God of
God who sent
Jesus?
Jesus is going to be the judge of that in which we differ, right?
Who's the God of Jesus? Thank you for the rose, Pri.
Who's the God of Jesus?
Yeah, who's the God of Jesus?
The God of Abraham, Moses, Isaac, Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel,
The Father.
Ishmael, Isaac. That's the God of Jesus.
The Father.
If that's what Abraham called him, if he's Abraham's father, that's the God of Jesus. That's the God of Jesus? Is the God of Abraham the father?
All right, hold on. How you doing, Manny? You all right?
Hey, man. Yep, I'm here.
You want to talk to this Muslim? This Quran only
Sure,
Muslim?
yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Okay.
He's a Quran
I'll
only
talk to him.
Muslim. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the question was the God of Abraham the father?
Yes, that's true. The God of Abraham, it's the Father.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Do you believe that as a Muslim?
So I believe the God of Abraham. I believe in the God of Abraham. Yes, that's what Islam is, believing in the God of Abraham.
So do you also
Real simple, concept, brother. We believe in the God of Abraham.
all right? Do you also believe that he's a father?
Do I believe that God is a father?
Yeah.
Not
Because
in
that's
the sense that he has to beget a son.
no, just the Father, like in any sense.
Why are you so stuck on the father, brother?
Because it matters.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Your Quran denies that explicitly.
The Quran denies that Jesus, God, is well above having a son.
Sure, but it also denies that God is the Father, and we both agree that Abraham, the God of Abraham, is the Father. Didn't you agree to that?
Oh, I got a beer in the freezer.
You got what?
Hold on. I have a beer in the freezer.
Oh. Alcohol?
Are you supposed to be drinking as a Muslim?
No, it's a non-alcoholic Heineken beer. It's a
Oh,
Heineken
okay.
non-alcoholic. It's
Okay.
not alcoholic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not alcoholic. I like the taste of beer. I used to drink beer, so I still like the taste of it.
All right.
But,
Wait, you still like the taste of it? So
yeah,
do you still drink it?
Jesus drank wine, didn't he? That was his first miracle. He turned water
Yeah,
into
but
wine, right?
Jesus wasn't a Muslim though.
yeah, Jesus.
Jesus was a Muslim.
Why do you think he's a Muslim?
Why do I think Jesus is a Muslim?
Mm.
Because he bowed down and prayed like Muslims bow down and pray.
Okay. If I bow down
you
and
know
pray
that Christians
to my
do bow
phone,
down and
does that
pray.
mean I'm a Muslim?
You bow down and pray to who?
If I bow down and pray to my phone, does that mean I'm a Muslim?
No, if you bow down and pray to Allah, that means you're a Muslim.
Is Allah the Father?
Allah is the creator of the heavens and the earth.
So he's not the Father.
And everything that exists.
So we're just going in the loop.
Allah is the creator of the heavens and the earth and everything that exists.
Is that the Father, brother?
If you want to make him a father, you need a father? Did Jesus need a father?
All right. Rabbah.
Yeah.
Look, man.
Yes, sir.
Since you're Quran only, right? What do you think it's good that? Do you think it's good that Allah says that men should be able to beat women if they're disobedient?
All right, man. Thank you. So you know, in the Western world,
Forget about the Western world, bro.
and
Just answer.
just in the world in general, there's a lot of abuse that occur
I know.
you know,
I know. That doesn't justify it.
from
Just
women.
stay on the
So
Quran. Stay on the Quran, bro.
right, that's what I'm on. So you know, the Quran is said to be, as far as like Islamic jurisprudence, is said to be the foundation of civil society and what's, you know, kind of like correct in the law. Now, when you lived in certain times,
It was okay to
then
beat your wife.
people had certain standards. It's never okay to beat your wife, brother. Come
But
on, man.
according to Allah, it is. When your wife is disrespectful, if you fear disobedience from your wife, you can
You didn't
strike
say
her.
beat her, it said you can strike her.
It says
Striking
beat
the
her.
woman is not beating her.
It says beat, it says
Okay.
strike, it says scourge, it says discipline. There's different words that the Arabic scholars translate it to.
You ever had a daughter you think need to be disciplined?
Yeah. Is your wife your daughter?
My wife, my daughter?
Yeah, because you asked about disciplining a daughter, so now I'm asking you, is your wife your daughter?
No, I'm saying, my wife is not my daughter. What I'm saying, brother, you know, is that you live in a certain time period and certain people in the time.
Live in a
And what
certain
was
time period, what?
lawful. If you live in a certain time period and what people said was lawful to them and what they made lawful might be different than what's lawful today. So there's a difference.
Okay.
So
but-
does the Quran? Oh, hang on.
Go on, Manny, go on.
Yeah, does the Quran depend on what time period? Like the law should.
Good question.
Does the Quran say true throughout the time period, or only on certain time period?
So, I mean, there's things that's written in the Quran that, you know, we definitely wouldn't agree with today. The same way there's laws and statutes and commandments written in the Bible that we wouldn't agree with today. So, you know,
Right
to
here
try to
we're-
cherry pick, you know, Quran scriptures or Bible scriptures, because it tells you in the Bible, if you're arguing with a man and two men are arguing and a woman comes up and interrupt y'all argument, then you're supposed to take
How does
that
it say?
woman and cut her
How
arms
does it?
off.
What's wrong with cutting the arm off?
Oh, so it's right to cut a woman's arm off?
What's wrong with that?
You would cut a woman's arm off?
Tell me what's wrong with cutting a woman's hand off?
So that's what your Bible says, bro.
Yeah, the Quran says that too. So what's the problem with it? Tell me why. What's wrong with it?
The Quran doesn't say that.
The Quran doesn't say chop
Quran
people's
doesn't
hands
say
off.
cutting on people. No, I don't say it. I don't know. I
You
don't
sure?
remember that verse.
If it does say it,
I
then
mean,
what? If it does say it, then what?
So I think, you know, thuggery and stealing, you know what I'm saying?
I don't
I've been there,
understand.
done that.
I don't understand why you
And I
don't
think
have
if
the same
I
energy
think
for
maybe
the
if I was putting
Quran.
my hands in the fire, you know, and burning my hands, maybe I might not did so much shoplifting in my life.
I don't understand
You know what
why
I'm
you
saying?
didn't have the same energy for the Quran once you knew what the Quran said, as the same energy you had for the Bible when you thought it was out on an island.
He in Northeast, you in Southeast.
So in the Bible, the passage you're talking about, it's actually talking about a woman who's trying to destroy a guy's future lineage, which is basically like murder. So you obviously can't say the same thing in the Quran, can you?
That's not true. And
Yes,
in
it
the
is.
Bible, it actually tells the children of Israel to go into a village and unalive women. Young women have known men and just kill everything.
Okay.
So when you try to just compare
when Allah
scriptures,
sent the flood and wiped out the whole world, were women there and children there as well?
so that's exactly what I'm saying, brother. You're trying to cherry pick scriptures
Who's
and
cherry
find
picking?
fault.
You are
Yeah.
literally cherry picking.
That's in the Bible,
and
right?
I'm just holding you to your own standard. In the Quran, when Allah brought the flood, were there women and children that were there and got judged as well?
They're gonna try to take this car.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
That can't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I wasn't there.
There were
All I
only-
know is
there-
it says
there
in the
were
Bible,
only-
it
there were
says
only
in the
men
Quran.
there were only men in the world.
Okay.
There were no women,
So it says
no elderly,
says-
no children, no animals.
It states.
None of them were there. Yeah.
I know, brother. It states in the Bible and it states in the Quran that during the
Wait,
time of Noah, there was a very evil people, and God, because of the
Robert,
evil of the.
doesn't
All right, man. Thanks for coming, man.
it's so funny because don't they have the same story of
Yep.
Noah in the Quran too?
Mm-hmm.
So
This is why you had to go,
I
man,
was a little
because
confused.
these kind of Muslims, Quran only Muslims, who clearly, as you saw, he's just so inconsistent. He has all this negative energy when he talks about the Bible, but the moment we highlight to him that these things you're firstly taken out of context, but secondly, you're mentioning as if they're bad, they're in his own religion.
Right.
And then he changes. All of a sudden he gets really soft and he wants to start explaining the stuff away. Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing well, just chilling. I updated my YouTube channel. I don't know if you saw, but I'm gonna try to, I guess, spread the gospel more.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get a
Yeah.
chance to check it yet, but you gonna be going out again
That's
and
right.
doing more in-person conversations, or what's your plan?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going out to a park where near where I live, and because I know there's some other Christians there that set up a tent, and I'm gonna join them.
Mm, that's good, man. So when you went to, by the way, guys, this is Manny. He had a conversation with Uthman a while back, and on the main channel, I reviewed it. So we've kind of been
Yeah,
in touch since then.
yeah, I posted it on my channel too. It's a full channel, and it's a little extended because I kept recording after, like
Okay.
what 6-10 minutes. So yeah.
Tell us, how did that conversation come about? How did you track Uthman
Oh,
down?
okay.
Since we know he likes to run
Oh,
around quite a bit.
yeah. Actually, it was by accident. I wasn't even tracking him down. I just it was at the Boa Park. I didn't even know he was gonna be there
Mm.
because I know there's Muslims over there. And I go talk to them, and then when I was talking to the Muslims, I was asking them questions, and I guess they couldn't answer it because they was like, "Hey, you want to
Oh,
talk to Sheikh
so they
Usman?"
brought Uthman out. They brought out the
Yeah,
reinforcements.
yeah. They're like, "You want to talk to Sheikh Usman?" I was like, "Oh, I know who he is. Is he here? Is he coming?" And then they're like, "Yeah, he's gonna be here in like I think they say like 3 o'clock." So I guess I waited, and he did come.
He
He
showed
saw
up, yeah.
Sheikh Usman. Yeah, he saw me talking to other Muslims, and he just came over and then started asking me the questions. And besides, that wasn't my topic that he chose. I didn't want to talk about Revelation. I wanted to ask him about Islam, but he insisted on that topic.
Obviously, you
So I'm
know
like, all
they
right,
always love to run away and not defend. They want to talk about something else. So
right. But
interesting.
I was, to be honest, I was so confused on like what was his point. That I was honestly so confused because I knew I watched his videos and I knew his strategy, his
Yeah.
tricks.
Mm-hmm.
He's always trying to get people to say that Jesus is not God or somewhere along those lines.
Yeah.
But since I knew that, I was like, okay, I believe that Jesus also is human. He has a human nature, so I'm just going to stick to that, right? So I did. And then at the beginning, I don't know if you can tell, at the beginning, he was kind of stunned, like, wait a second, what do you mean
Yeah.
he's human?
You didn't get it.
Yeah, right. So, but then he started unknowingly, I don't know if he knew this or he unknowingly, you know, anyways, he was denying that Jesus is human.
Yeah, I think what happened, I felt like because of Man, like you said, he wants people to deny Jesus is God. So I really feel like when you spoke to him, he's so used to people defending Jesus is God. He wasn't really ready for you to be like, no, like Jesus is a human as well. So it probably just threw off his whole thinking and the script he was going to run. And he's just like, what? He's not used to that.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't used to that. I don't think he was ready for that answer, to be honest.
And the crazy thing is, he'll post it on his channel and be like, yeah, you're confused. You don't know what you're talking about, when he was clearly the one that doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right. Yeah, so funny. But yeah, well, I actually did want to, I wanted to speak to him too, so I guess it's a good thing he came that day.
Yeah, it's good. He's apparently a hard man to track down, so.
Yeah. I mean, supposedly he's going around the country, so I don't know.
Philistine, what are you talking about? Who was punished? I assume you're a Muslim. Was who punished? All right, come on, Muslims. Call in and let's have a conversation. I got my buddy Manny here.
Yes, sir.
Don't be afraid. Okay, he said that was a response to someone else. Are you a Muslim, Philistine? No, some of the Muslims we've spoken to today, Manny, has been crazy, man. We had a Muslim who said, if Muhammad said to a man to a woman to breastfeed an adult, it's fine. It's fine that Muhammad said men can beat women.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I always say that Islam is like a virus. It turns good people and good brains into just scrambled egg.
Right.
Some of the stuff they say because of this religion is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Philistine says Islam is what Jesus taught.
Well, join up. Let's have a conversation.
Call in, Philistine. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about if Islam is what Jesus taught.
It's interesting that Jesus taught Islam while Jesus was a Jew.
Exactly.
Reading from the Torah, which is a Jewish text. Interesting.
He said he already explained his little one is in bed with him. That just, I'm just gonna leave that one right there. I'm not even gonna say anything.
Yeah.
I'll just leave that one for now. Oh, sorry. She's a she. Okay, cool. She's a she, guys. She's a she. I don't know when you told me that. Maybe I must have missed that. But it's good you qualified that. I'll just put it like that. Even though I held myself, it's good you did qualify that. Just so everyone else doesn't start thinking stuff. Wow. All right. Well, looks like we're out of Muslims, man. So I might just wrap it up here. 3 hours of live streaming today again.
Nice.
All right, guys. Mondays, Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. UK. We did Hebrew Israelites on Monday. Islam today. By God's grace, we'll be back on Monday again. Maybe we'll do a stream exposing the Orthodox Jews like Rabbi Tavai Singer. The Muslims will still say that I'm a Mossad agent, though, somehow. Mass says this was a great sub tonight. Blessed to have found this channel. Thank you. Appreciate you for finding the channel and for subbing to the channel. I'll see you on Monday. Also, you guys can enjoy the clips that go out every single day. We post clips from our live arena show, so you can enjoy those as well. Funny clips every single day. But Manny as well, thanks for tuning in and obviously helping out with the last caller. Thank you for the moderators for managing the chat. Thank you for all the follows today on both sides. Thank you for all the gifts as well. I appreciate you all. And if not before then, guys, I'll see you on Monday, I guess, with the next live stream. God bless and We'll see you soon.
All right.
We take thoughts captive, we pull lies down. Apologetic arena, lions wear the crown. Bold as lions stand and fight, truth shines bright in the night. Arguments fall when the word comes through. Arena live, we coming for you.
Not carnal weapons, strong in Christ. Truth cuts deep, yeah, truth precise. Every high thing coming down. Watch those arguments hit the ground. First century at lions roar. Christians bled on the arena floor. Now roles reversed, hear that sound. We the lions all around. What's the context? Say it loud. Truth stands tall, we ain't bowed. When the word speaks, error fades. Light shining in every debate.
We take thoughts captive.
We pull lies down. Apologetic arena, lions wear the crown. Bold as lions stand and fight. Truth shines bright in the night. Arguments fall when the word comes through. Arena live, we coming for you. Ecosmios runs the show. Zara Grace keeps order though. Moderators hold the line, keeping everything aligned. Hebrew Israelites, atheists too. Rabbis talking old school views, fibbing Farouk in every claim. Step in the arena, leave maimed. Don't look down, you bleeding on the floor. Game over, hear that lion roar. Hey, hey, don't look down, you bleeding on the floor. Hey, hey, game over, hear that lion roar.
Beat you lightly with a missed wax stick. Every argument falls real quick. Spiritually neuralized, can't see clear. Truth right there, but they disappear. That might be clip of the month, we say. Another debate gone sideways today.